Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Proctor.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Hi, Cougars. Go time on a Wednesday morning. It's a hump day. It's a stump day, but more importantly, it's a day of giving back. It's our J Fund Radiothon. So special and important to us here at the station, and the way that y'all have responded out there in listener land has been inspirational. I mean, it really has. And so we'll get the whole festivity started in the 7 o'clock hour. You got simple ways for you to, be able to contribute whatever you can. And, I know times are tough for everyone, not near as tough as it is for these families, some of the situations that they face. So along with giving you plenty of prompts to give, we're asking for 115 this year. On average, 115 kids are diagnosed with cancer every year in the Jacksonville area. The number keeps growing. 1 in 4 families have reported losing more than 40% of their annual household income because of treatment-related work disruption, and that is something and something that's so hard to control that we can. And so, with full effort, we're going to give back to the Tom Coughlin J Fund today and help a lot of families here who can really use it. The uplifting in a variety of different levels, and you're going to hear that practical experience, and you're going to hear from Tom Coughlin himself, the patriarch of the Tom Coughlin J Fund, again, retelling the story of Jay McGillis, a former Coughlin player who was diagnosed and died of leukemia there, and just the impact that it has left, and now the results that are coming out of it. So we're asking for 115 today, but of course, food costs, housing costs remain sky high. The J Fund has helped offset those expenses, and as much as you could give will be certainly appreciated. So as we move through the entire day in sports, it is going to be grounded in the J Fund Radiothon with a number of opportunities and prompts to you to allow you to be a part of this holiday season. All right, E.T.'s off. He had business to attend to today. We got JJ in the booth. My man. It's been so long that JJ literally started living another life. He's like the Gatsby now. He's bought a lake house. He's married. They go driving around in
6 kids.
T-birds and whatnot. No kids. They're coming though, aren't they?
I'm trying my best.
Okay.
And it's a fun venture.
Yeah, well, you bet.
But yeah, it's good to be back. People didn't know I was actually suspended by Dan Hicken for the last 3 or 4 years.
Is that what happened? I wasn't aware. He didn't share that with me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But it's been lifted.
Okay, well, good.
So
I'm
it's
looking
good to
forward
be back.
Good to see you. We don't see each other enough because you get in these opposite schedules here in Radio Land. There's certain dudes you never see.
I actually saw, last time I saw you guys, I was just running in my neighborhood, and I heard the boys out at a diner, Metro Diner, and I stopped by, and it's been a long-ass time, man.
Yeah. Okay, well, we got a lot going on today. It's signing day in college football, and the Florida Gators obviously continue to be one of the huge storylines, this rise up the recruiting rankings because of some late season success. Has Billy Napier positioned in a spot that he's really not normally used to being positioned, and that's one of attaboys and pats on the back and finish the job. Look, Gators just finished a 7-5 season. They're going to go off to a bowl, hopefully win a game, finish on a 4-game win streak, and then, arrow certainly pointed up to next year. I get all that. We're not get ahead of ourselves. I'm going to throw a Rose Bowl parade for a 7-5 football team. It's certainly encouraging because there's been no encouragement from the Billy Napier era. I was at an event last night and talking to a lot of people who know we've got some real low down and nitty gritty on the whole Napier situation and what's gone and which way. And so I think there's a lot of cautious, I don't know if optimism is even the right word, but satisfaction. There's some cautious satisfaction out of the way things turn down there. But look, I will say this when it comes to Billy Napier, his long-term future at Florida, and it's going to come down more to your in-game coaching. When you get to the point that, okay, we're no longer losing to the bad teams, and we're going to be in the game with the good teams, you got to find a way to win those games. And I'll point to the big moral victory this year at Tennessee. If you're going to win a title, if you're going to go to the playoffs, you got to win that game. They weren't ready to do that this year. Does this success, does it carry the momentum into next year so that you now become that consistent 8, 9, 10, and in the great years, 11 and 12 win team? I don't know. We'll see. I've seen a lot of coaching mistakes in game, that would, make you worried beats too strong, but at least wonder. So does the momentum for Napier continue today? Look, there's 3 or 4, 5 stars that probably it's not like likely they go to Florida, but the way that he's been pulling magic out of the hat down there with these flips, could they have one big last hurrah planned? Would it be the Jacksonville duo to last second to Solomon Thomas and Jamie French say, yeah, okay, I'm on board? Then you got a recruiting class that's suddenly going to jump up into the top 5. They go from 51 to 10 where they should sit as long as they don't lose anyone. Keeps momentum going for the Gators. It's momentum that's going to continue when they get a bowl that's probably going to be a little better than what they deserve the way they played. And I say that because I'm going to trust our friends at the Gator Bowl when they tell us that would be who they want in a perfect world. And they have a high, pick. You say that, but can you really, disappoint one of these really good 9-3 SEC teams if they'd rather come to your Gator Bowl than, say, go to the Gasparilla or the, Vegas or somewhere? But we'll be monitoring signing day. I mentioned Jamie French. He's a 5-star from Mandarin. I believe their ceremony is scheduled for 9:30. I know these things can fluctuate a little bit, but the ones that come in while we're on the air, particularly if there are surprises, we'll try and drop you in. Need a recruitnik out there to really, monitor all those guys just sitting on the fence. Miami going to have a decent recruiting year, JJ? About where Florida is, about 10th?
Yeah, unfortunately, they did lose the kid from Mandarin Stubbs a couple of days ago to Florida. But, yeah, I'm hoping they get some defensive guys because, damn, do they need it. But I don't know if it's going to be, as great as last year's class that sort of, cemented, hey, Mario's here. But it's supposed to be pretty solid.
All right, so
who knows? I mean, we could get some flips at the last second.
That's correct. There's always some last-minute maneuvering for sure. So we'll keep you updated on Sunday. We can really take a good, deeper look at it tomorrow, right? Because there's guys signing all day, and there's going to be this and that, and little storylines, little fires that'll be put out, and the rankings will shuffle. And then by the end of today, we'll have a pretty good idea. There's still another signing period that comes up in, February? But
it's no one cares about that one anymore.
Almost everyone utilizes this early period, and so many kids now will be in school in January. They'll start their college careers right out the gate. See, good old.
Will Florida State sign anyone today? That's what I'm looking for.
Boy, they're dropping them like flies, man. Here's what I was to say, too, about Napier. This is what you got to be careful of before you completely change your opinion on Napier or you get just too wishy-washy. There is this. Mike Norvell had about 20 games where he looked like a really good coach, and then Jordan Travis left. And every other game that Mike Norvell has coached that Jordan Travis hasn't been the quarterback, he looks like an utter dimwit, one of the bottom 5 in the entire country. So before I would give the incredible turnaround credit to Billy Napier for weathering the storm and go 7-5, I'd probably be more accurate to give it where it really should go, and that's to number 2, DJ Lagway, who, if he hadn't been on the roster, instead Florida be 4-8 right now, and Billy Napier be fired. So there's a bunch to kind of correlate here. Now, I do think that from a program building standpoint, he's got Florida light years ahead of where Norvell had Florida State when they had their glory season. And they're done. They just used it all last year and obviously didn't have any talent. That's the worst FSU team I've ever seen. I'm only 57. I only went to Florida in 85. I've really only been watching the Noles closely for 40 years. It's by far the worst team I've ever seen in Tallahassee. I've seen a ton of FAM teams better than that team. They're god-awful. I mean, how a coach can put that together is mind-blowing. It's numbing. I'm an old fan. I'm GoFunding me, whatever. Get this guy out of my town, man. But I digress. All right. So JJ is the resident Cane. Where are you on the offense meter? The Canes, if it were today, the Canes would be left out. The committee has gone with 3-loss Alabama to grab that final spot in their penultimate projection. Selection Sunday comes this week, and as they sit right now, Miami they are ranked 12th, but because of some automatic qualifiers, that's not good enough. You have to be in this particular rate, you need to be 11th. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they put Bama in there. Listen, I feel dirty as a Miami Hurricane fan, arguing that a 2-loss team should be playing for a chance to win the national title, so I don't feel that strongly about it. I'll just say this.
the Bama brand still, even without Saban, is king. I mean, you can lose literally 8 or 9 days ago by 20-plus points to one of the worst Oklahoma teams I've ever seen. That's fine. You can lose at Vandy. That's fine. I get that they beat Georgia, but it's certainly not the Georgia we've seen the last couple of years. So, yeah, to me, it was the brand. I mean, if this was Ole Miss with the exact same schedule and wins and everything, resume, I should say, as Bama, I think Miami might get in over them.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, those are all valid.
But like I said, Miami, you can't lose to Syracuse on the last day of the season because we all know the committee. They're prisoners of the moment like we all are. So they remember at the end. And you can't lose 2 of your last 3 in this thing. It's way easier to lose the first 2 of 3 than the last 2 of 3 and get in.
Well, and that's also accurate. Look, these things are, like I said before, you can find the argument that suits you.
Of course.
I mean, I would love to go to a court. If I was going into a court of law to argue for justice between these two programs, and I have each team's rap sheet, I'd much rather be carrying in Alabama as my defendant than Miami. And I don't know if that's brand. I don't know what. I'm going to forget brands. I'll AB, we'll go invisible, and I'll lay out exactly what each Team A and Team B did this year. And
I get that.
I guess there's this.
But when you go with like the top 25 wins and stuff, they're
not
top 25 teams because they're in the SEC. They're beating each other. Like
that's an argument. That's an argument that also at the same time the argument gets used over and over and over again while the SEC continues to win year after year after year after year. At some point, you have to recognize the reason they're in top 25 is well, we get to the end of the year and there's LSU, Georgia in the title game.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think that like the LSU this year is a top 25 team, even though we saw, they lose to USC. I think that Ole Miss was I think that South Carolina is crazy overrated right now. They beat Clemson.
I get
Clemson
it.
sucks.
I
They
guess
beat Old Dominion by 4 points. Like the teams that they've been beating the last 6 or 7 weeks, to me, it's like, yeah, they're SEC teams, but the SEC to me is a little down this year. I'm an SEC elitist. I know they're the best. I watch them the most. They have the most talent. But to me this year, it's really not as impressive as years past.
And that's interesting you say that. And for that reason, I think is why the 3-loss SEC team has the best resume. I'm not saying I like them more. I don't like Alabama. I don't like Miami either. I think they can all stay home as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
But I think this is what happened. You're right about this. That's not the SEC quote. Well, the SEC is down this year. That comment in and of itself is true because at the top of the league, it's way down from where they've been. There's been an SEC team every year for really the last 20 years who you think is the favorite to win it all. They haven't won it all every single time, but literally between Florida, Georgia, Auburn, Tennessee, LSU, Alabama, one of those guys is the favorite. They don't have that this year. It doesn't look like their best team is necessarily better than the other conference's best teams. But where they are more better, as they say, than they've ever been is 3-12, man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But here's the problem. And so this is why I look at the losses. When 3-12 are as good as they are, it's a lot harder for you to not lose a game than it is for, say, Miami in this case, because we're talking about them. Because look, Georgia Tech, there are 9. You can say what you want about Ole Miss. They're damn sure better than Georgia Tech. And in the ACC, by the time you get to your 3rd or 4th team, that's what you got. You're going to have to play Clemson.
Georgia should have lost to Georgia Tech.
Well,
we all just saw that.
But,
Georgia Tech just beat Georgia. I don't care what the score was. The refs stole that game, dude. I mean, Georgia Tech could play with anybody with Haynes King. I don't buy this. SEC 3-12 is so much better than the ACC. Listen, the ACC is terrible. Yeah. But the average team in the ACC that can score is still good. And I think they're a better conference than the Big Ten. So, listen, we saw it on the last day of the season. South Carolina, who's supposed to be, the best team in the SEC right now, barely got past a crap Clemson, the worst Clemson team I've seen in a while. So, and then Florida struggles against Florida State. Florida's been beating the brakes off everybody in the SEC. Miami went into the swamp and decapitated the Gators. All right, I don't care about when it happened. That's what happened. Miami did play an SEC team, and they beat the brakes off them.
For sure.
So I get it. They're a better conference, but I don't think they're like so much better than everybody else. Not this year, man. I don't see it. When you have teams like playing out of conference, listen, the LSU loses to USC, and then we act like LSU for the rest of the season was some great team. That's crazy to me. A&M lost to Notre Dame, and we're acting like they almost went to the SEC championship game. To me, this year, the SEC isn't what it always is. So, to me, these top 25 wins that Bama has, these losses that people are acting like are good losses Bama has, I don't buy it. Oklahoma and Vandy are not great losses.
Well, and nor Georgia Tech or Syracuse or down the line. I'm not picking on Miami. I'm using Miami because it's Miami Bama. That's what we're talking about here.
Syracuse probably beats Oklahoma. Sorry, I know people don't watch them, but they don't want to hear that. Well, Syracuse beats Vandy.
That's fine.
Georgia Tech beats Vandy.
I'm not so sure about that, friend.
That's the Vandy stuff this year. They lost to Georgia State, folks.
Again, this is why college football is so debatable. You're flip-flopping back and forth. Which one is important?
I'm saying Vandy. You can't say Vandy's a good team when they lost to Georgia State this year and had like 6 losses. I'm sorry. I understand that they beat Bama, but that doesn't make them a good team.
Well, we're not. You understand? You're arguing Georgia Tech here, friend. They are the Vanderbilt of the ACC. I'm not
Georgia Tech beats Vandy.
Not arguing against Syracuse, but Syracuse is your third best team. So yeah, they're going to beat Oklahoma. They're like,
No, Syracuse is like the 4th or 5th best team in the ACC. SMU's the best team. Miami's probably second best. Clemson's third.
There you go. That'll end the argument on the ACC's power structure.
You don't respect SMU.
Of course I don't. Why would I? Because they're the American Athletic Conference until this year.
So what?
It's an indictment.
What?
I'll tell you so what.
Texas wasn't in the SEC until this year. They're going to win the whole thing.
Right. They were in the playoff last year. It was a little bit different.
Okay, SMU. Yeah. Show SMU some respect, man. How dare you?
Yeah, SMU.
Show Rhett Lashley the respect he deserves at 6:21 in the morning.
Yeah, we got to
You SEC homers.
That's not even
I hope
SEC homer.
SMU kicks y'all's ass.
You guys are so in your feelings that you just.
I'm not.
How are you? What have I said that's been SEC homer in the last 20 minutes?
Well, I just know you. I just know you.
I've dared suggest that Vanderbilt is as good as Georgia Tech?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's just because you didn't watch a damn lick of Vanderbilt football.
Oh, how dare you.
I mean, that's the truth.
I watch more SEC than ACC.
You didn't watch a damn minute of Vanderbilt football. Not a minute. You didn't watch 1 second of Vandy this year. To break, and we're back with more. It's the J Fund. Let's all get together. It's the J Fund.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. He's our pathfinder through the weeds of quarterback chaos.
I'm Denny Thompson, and they call me the quarterback whisperer.
He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. In celebration of Awaken 180's 10th anniversary, Dave B., one of Awaken 180's very first clients, has a message to anyone looking for a long-term solution for weight loss.
When I kept the weight off the first year, when I kept the weight off the second year, when I kept the weight off the third year, when I was able to kind of just continue to sustain, and again, it was because I had the support. I know the support made the difference. All the different people I've talked to over the years, they've all been really very supportive. That was one of the differentiators where they were going to provide support to me for life. So it was the complete package. Paige, I want to say thank you for developing Awaken 180. It is an incredible program. It has changed my life, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you very much.
To piggyback on Dave's message, I also want to thank Paige and send my congratulations on Awaken 180's 10th anniversary. 10 years, over 23,000 clients, all of which receive free support for life. Find your solution at awaken180weightloss.com.
We're HAPPY, because Happy Honda Days are here. Everything is bigger. Bigger selection, bigger discounts, bigger trade-in values. Honda, quality, value, safety. Don't miss Happy Honda Days, going on now at your local Honda dealer.
If you're feeling undervalued where you bank or lost in the shuffle, it might be time for a change. Community First Credit Union makes changing easy and worth it. We've been helping the people of North Florida live their best lives for over 9 decades, and we're here to help you too. If you open a Community First checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus, and you don't have to refer anyone to get it. Visit communityfirstfl.org for details. Member NCUA. Bonus requires deposit totaling $1,000 or more and 10 debit transactions within the first 90 days of account opening.
Bolt City AC, heating that rules.
Is your AC ready for the holidays? Bolt City Heating and Air ensures your AC stays in tip-top shape. We know that a clean AC is a healthy AC. Upgrade yours for just $96 a month and enjoy free duct cleanings with your new system. Plus, ask about our 0% financing options.
Bolt City AC, we got the crew. Bolt City AC.
Visit BoltCityAC.com.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
The holiday season is the busy season. Save time with great gift ideas from Metro Diner, Beaches Dermatology, Wicca Candle Bar, and Gotham City Limit. Start shopping and saving at 1010XL.com.
Yo, what's happening, sports bettors? It's your boy E to the T, and our listeners have been killing it in a year full of surprises. My bookie is the one book that got your back. No fluff, no second guessing, just straight up action. Does other sports books pay out when you push on a bet? My bookie pays you back. And if you're new to the game and not sure where to start, we've got you covered. Start up, use the promo code 1010XL, and that'll double your bankroll with a 100% deposit bonus right from jump. Here's a pro tip to get you rolling. The NFL teams with powerhouse offensive lines are dominating the run game this year, and betting game total unders has been printing money. So stack that on my bookie risk-free Thursdays. That's right. There's a new risk-free odds boost every Thursday. To find the bet, click the Bet Boost tab and scroll down. If it hits, you win. If it doesn't, my bookie refunds you your money. Sign up and get that double deposit bonus with my bookie. That's the best sign-up bonus in Florida for Florida bettors. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with my bookie.
Hey, gang, in this market, when it comes time to sell your home, you need someone on your side and making sure you're getting the absolute best deal. And I got a promise for you. There are no problems when you contact Chad and Sandy Newman at chadandsandy.com. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. So if you've been waiting, now's a great time to sell your home. Homes will flood the market eventually. That'll drive down prices. So maximize your home sale now with the market experts who deliver more money in less time. Maybe you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. You don't have to worry about that. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts. Cancel at any time. Chad and Sandy give you this guarantee. Your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. Can't do any better than that. Mike and Lisa in McCormick said we inherited a family home that came with equity, but also a mortgage. The home sold in 3 days thanks to Chad and Sandy. On the radio is exactly how it went. ChadandSandy.com, 414-6200.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law.
1010XL and the J Fund want to thank Chick-fil-A for taking care of today's J Fund volunteers with breakfast. We appreciate Chick-fil-A keeping the Community First Phone Hub volunteers and J Fund staff powered up as they take your calls in support of today's Radiothon.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, visit AA Automotive on Richard Street. For oil changes to complex repairs, AA Automotive is a full-service repair shop for personal and commercial fleet vehicles. Trust AA to keep your ride running A-OK.
Hey, it's Mike Dempsey, and you know how I feel about Pella Windows and Doors. Great design, strongest warranties, and the highest quality product. I even chose Pella Windows for my own home. And whether you're a homeowner replacing windows or building a new home or a trade professional working with clients, I know the design experts at Pella will help your project run smoothly and look great. Visit PellaJacks.com or the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
10XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
The only aspect that I think is very challenging, and certainly for Trevor Lawrence, nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, but it is also the reality of a very physical sport that we play.
Yeah.
But the only way defensive players have to be aggressive. That's their nature. I always try to be aggressive on offense. We try to block aggressively. And at the same time, the defense tries to tackle aggressively. So there's an aspect to me that I think the quarterbacks and certainly the quarterbacks need to take better care of themselves. I see Josh Allen running a lot. I see Lamar Jackson running a lot. And it's a great skill set to have. A lot of times, I wish I had that skill set. And at the same time, when you run, you put yourself in a lot of danger. And when you do that, I don't think the onus of protecting an offensive quarterback who's running should be on a defensive player. I don't think that's really fair to the defense.
Tell us you don't hate us without telling you don't hate us. So that's what we're going to do. Of all of the late hits in NFL history, we're going to choose to victim blame the Jaguars in this situation. This nonsense about sliding late is about to blow the top off my scalp. Can one of you with more time than me, you little internet, social media provocateurs, can y'all go back in your little bag of tricks there, pull up just like 6 or 7 slides from this past week, and tell me our guy slid later than anybody else ever does? Hey, Brady, bleep you, buddy. That was Tom Brady you heard. You didn't have to worry about it there, lanky. You couldn't run 5 feet. Is there any way at all to take any of this onus off of the defense, the dirty play? Listen, Houston, you're going to hear from their GM. Let's just build up our animosity towards them. I'm happy to do it. Bleep Houston. But, somehow magically they're taking all the stink of this and somehow leaving some of it here like we did something wrong. This terrorist headhunted, with intent, and we're all acting like, well, maybe quarterbacks should slide sooner. What? I can't believe they're blaming the victim of this dirty hit. It's happening. It happened too much around the league yesterday with this namby-pamby baloney. He slid in plenty of time. The league's got a problem with a dirty player in Houston that they allow to put guys in peril week after week after week. And apparently, I guess it took us being the last sucker to fall for the league to actually do something about it. After he punched Caleb Williams in the face, after he took a late hit on Roma Dunza, after he took a late hit against the Titans last week, after he literally choked the very same Tom Brady. Maybe at some point before he knocked our guy to Timbuktu, you could have penalized him. I'm having none of this rhetoric from around the league, you jackasses, that somehow Jacksonville's to blame. We heard D'Amico Ryans yesterday talking about how, Jacksonville ratcheted it up, overreacted. You sons of so-and-sos, man. Give Houston credit, though. Apparently they're willing to be, we are evil, and we don't care that you know. And if you want to know how I know that's true, just listen to me talk. I'm the GM of the Texans.
Nobody embodies our program more than Azeez. What he's about, what he's been through. You all know his story. There's not a more selfless individual, more about the team, who's earned the respects, that represents everything that we want this program to be about. I mean, this morning he was at a United Way event. So we're talking about some of the commentary that has been made about his character, about the person that he is, about what his intentions are, from people that, quite frankly, don't know anything about Azeez Al-Shaair. And for the league to make some of the commentary that they made about lack of sportsmanship, lack of coachability, lack of paying attention to the rules, quite frankly, it's embarrassing. So I think the big thing from and I talk about a player who's never been suspended, never been ejected. But I think what we take umbrage is just the picture that's been painted about Azeez, his intentions, who he is as a person. I mean, quite frankly, it's bull.
Yeah, got shoes? Shut up. You got some piece of, wow, this is an unbelievable snow job here that just went on by the Texans. Now you're offended. First, we're going to blame the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence, and now we're offended that you call our Boy Scouts credibility and character into question. Was that his evil twin that charged back out on the field? Huh? Your guy's a head-hunting jerk.
It couldn't have been him because he was at a United Way.
Yeah, but you mean like every other NFL player on Tuesday when the dumb luck comes up and they have to do their 3 appearances and that's one of the 3? You mean that United Way? Well, I feel you. Yeah, the players all have responsibilities. Some are good people and do more than others, and maybe whatever his face falls into that category. I doubt it. I doubt he's got his 3 assigned, and this was one of his weeks. So, go on your United Way. Don't come back. Hey, Foye Aluakin, did you hear all this nonsense, my man? You hear what they're saying out in Houston, apparently? And you hear what Tom Brady, that says he should have slid sooner? It's on the quarterback. Houston says they're just a God-fearing football team that plays hard with good character. Foye, is that what you saw?
It was a dirty play. I'm not going to say he's a dirty person, but it was a dirty play, and he knows better. I think in his mind, he knows he shouldn't have done that. And, as a defender, I understand being aggressive and want to make every play. I saw he said something about, trying to hit everybody as hard as he can. For sure, I understand that mindset, but you understand how the game is played, especially today. There's no room for that in the game right now.
Yeah, there's never any room. I'm trying to hit people as hard as I can. Oh, you go, boy. Wow, what a motor you must have. How about next year when you're standing on the sidelines while the Jaguars defense is on the field? How about we hit somebody as hard as I can? You just standing there. Why don't we do that? Why don't we beeline, Cisco, straight from the slot corner spot right to the just right beeline for you, standing out. Oh, I'm sorry, you're out of bounds. Oh, shoot, I was just in the mood to hit somebody. Be back with Football Fix and more. You're listening to The Drill, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. It's Tom Coughlin and J Fund Radiothon Day here on 1010XL. We'll talk to Tom himself coming up at 7:18. We got disappointing news from the Hall of Fame yesterday. I'll have that in the Football Fix. We don't start the phone bank open until 7 o'clock, but I have been handed, by the way, the phone bank this year, the Community First Hope Hub, that number will be 904-207-7070. As we will be there for families tackling childhood cancer. You can also, though, right now they are open because we've had people call and say, hey, man, before I get to work, I'd like to go ahead and donate now and get it taken care of. You can do that via texting even before 7 o'clock. Text GOAL, GOAL, to 44834. That's GOAL to 44834. We're back on a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday, on a Radiothon Wednesday, with a Football Fix and more. You're listening to The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
SEC ACC Challenge tonight. The 13th-ranked Florida Gator is a 16.5-point home favorite against Virginia. 132.5 the total at O'Connell Center. LSU by 10 over Florida State, 85-75 as a 4.5-point home favorite. Florida A&M upset Presbyterian 66-63 as a 4.5-point dog at the Al Lawson Center last night. Jacksonville Jaguars have signed John Wolford, who was Matthew Stafford's backup, and the Rams won the Super Bowl in 2022. He's signed into the practice squad for the Jaguars. Jacksonville preparing for Trevor Lawrence to not be available when they visit Tennessee Sunday as a 3.5-point dog. Cash back for every bet with a G-Bank signature Visa card. VSIN.com/GBank. Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a septic tank emergency.
Don't let your holidays go down the drain. Duck Duck Rooter's here to save your Christmas cheer. Whether it's a stubborn clog, a burst pipe, or a septic scare, we'll fix it faster than Santa can slide down a chimney. Duck Duck Rooter. Call us now and save the day. 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, because nobody wants a silent night in the bathroom.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Have you heard? Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are aiming to sell 1,000 vehicles this December. How? I've told my team to take all reasonable offers. We won't lose your business over price. With thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs on the ground, all priced to sell, we guarantee the most money for your trade and the easiest car buying experience ever. I promise we ain't leaving nothing on the table. This is the absolute last weekend. Visit Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're here to wow you.
You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet.
Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay. Let's go!
Big payouts for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O. If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
You've heard fish stories, and Captain Kevin has a million of them.
We love to tell stories, hear your stories.
On the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
Big fish.
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
Joe C. for CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. There's nothing like the ambiance of a custom-built fireplace. The team at CSS can design and install the perfect setup, including wood, gas, and electric models, whether you want the elegance of an indoor fireplace or the warmth of an outdoor fire pit. You dream it, they build it. Visit their showroom or online at cssfireplaces.com.
You dream it, we build it. CSS.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Icebreakers Bar and Grill in the Community First Igloo is the coolest place in town for lunch and dinner. Watch the game with a wide selection of local beers, cocktails, wings, burgers, ribs, and more. Enjoy with family and friends at Emerson and I-95.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Save money this holiday season. Buy pre-owned. That's right, pre-owned guns, guitars, surfboards, tools, and especially jewelry. Beaches Jewelry and Pawn is here to help you save. Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach. Online at beachesjewelryandpawn.com.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barry here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barry Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BarryOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barry Orthopedics.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jag linebacker Foye Aluakon, despite the noise, isn't looking to scapegoat the head coach.
This is a pretty good locker room in terms of focusing on the next play. Nobody's pointing fingers. Everybody's kind of being professional about it.
Jag offensive lineman Cam Little is feeling good about his contract extension.
Super excited about it. I love Jacksonville. I love this team. I love the group of guys. I love the city. So I was really glad we were able to work something out, and I'm going to be able to be here for a few more years.
Texans linebacker Aziz Al-Shazair got a 3-game suspension without pay for the late hit he put on Jaguar quarterback Trevor Lawrence during Sunday's game. That's your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update. I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we're back. It's a J Fund Radio-thon. We're going to open up the Community First Hope Hub at 904-207-7070 at 7 a.m. this morning. But until then, if you're up and going, you're one of those that likes to get things done and checked off your list, you can already text GOAL, G-O-A-L, to 44834. That's GOAL to 44834. We continue with our J Fund Radio-thon. Boy, just drumming up money for such a good cause. Tom Coughlin himself joins us this morning at about 7:15, so we look forward to visiting. Got a little bit of, disappointing news. I know it was for me. I'm not sure how, emotionally attached Tom would get to these things, and we'll get to that coming up in a football fix here in just a second. It really annoys me, any tinge of narrative here that in any way puts any of this on Jacksonville. That's weak, man. I've never bought into, they beat up on Jacksonville, don't treat you fair. I just think that's just fan-driven, inferiority from the way the team has played all these years without the realization of we don't deserve to be spotlighted. But when it comes to things like this, it's just flat out wrong. That now we're going to take a turn and all rally around this dirty player. I mean, what in the blazes? Hey, Tom Brady, you had a force field made of penalty flags and a buffer circle around you. Thank you, text line. What do you know? Tom Brady talking about when to slide? You couldn't run 4 feet, man. So maybe the league's like, hey, man, Houston's a good team. They're going to be in the playoffs. Let's settle this down a little bit. Tom, say something nice about Houston. Tell them how Trevor slid too late.
I think it's just people having to take the opposite view.
There's a lot of that. That's fair. There's certainly a lot
like someone looking to be the, hey, I don't want to just go with the same opinion as everybody else. But I do agree with them on the point that, like, when guys are tiptoeing down the sideline, like Mahomes he's excellent at this. I saw the other day, like after the Trevor hit, it was sort of trending, this video of Mahomes, like
he stops on the sideline, he jumps back in.
Not that one. It was in the middle of the field, and he does do the old Pittsburgh play where he fakes the slide, but it's not as egregious as the kid from Pitt. And then he ends up getting like 5 more yards because he fakes out the defender. Like, there are quarterbacks that are excellent at that, but this obviously wasn't that.
I guess my point is, hey, Brady, are you just a meathead, man? Like, are you a low IQ guy? Because that's a conversation to have when somebody pulls something like Mahomes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is not
right.
that. And
That's
Colin
when you
Cowherd
correct.
literally asked him about the Trevor play. I didn't put the question in there because it was long. It was 3 minutes. But the question was literally about the Trevor play. So it wasn't very broad and vague, like, hey, what do you think about the quarterbacks getting hit late? It was specifically about this play, and he really didn't answer it.
By the way, I am told that Trevor, literally in contact with his dad in the second half, was willing to go back in the game. I think he emerged from this better than we could have imagined. I don't know what that means for official protocol status within the concussion protocol, but when you see Trevor tweet out, I'm feeling better, thanks for thinking, I think that's genuine.
So do you think he comes back?
I don't understand the argument of not playing a healthy player. So, I don't know. I mean, that'll be on them. Trevor wants to play. They want him shut down.
You're in the minority of 1010XL talking heads. I'm on your side.
I don't understand what are we doing if we're not going to play healthy football.
And it's not like this guy is just so great that, he's going to come back next year. So the last time we'll see him is after watching that atrocious first half last Sunday? I want to see him for at least a couple games towards the end of the season to get me hyped about next year. He looked terrible this year.
I don't need that as much as others. I'll rationalize away a lot of his terribleness to the situation that he's in, but I don't understand any mentality. It doesn't matter if I understand it. I disagree entirely with sitting healthy football players.
Amen.
Out of fear that he might get hurt again. Well, then no one should ever play. And when you offer that argument to those that are saying it, it's like they dismiss it. Well, hold on. No, that is the argument. If you're going to sit a healthy player, why should anyone ever play?
I also think you owe it to the people who've paid money for these season tickets.
We do want to see, players, right? We want to see
the star of the team.
All right, Trevor, when he does play, will be protected for the next few years on his blind side by the newly minted left tackle Walker Little. I feel like I'm swimming a little bit against the stream on this one too. I don't mind the Walker Little signing at all. Is he one of the best tackles in the league? No. Is he one of the worst? Absolutely not. And we have a way of the strictest, sternest evaluations come when you're looking at your own team, don't they? You see the weaknesses and more than other places. Walker Little's played pretty good football these last 3 weeks since Cam was gone. I mean, it's hard to notice because Mac and the offense fell apart for those couple of weeks, but Walker Little is a second. He needs to hit for them to be good. You need to hit these picks. We're already with this. They're already with this kind of implication. At one point, they had 3 second-round tackles: Walker Little, Cam Robinson, Juwan Taylor. They let Juwan Taylor walk. It feels like they let the better of the 3 walk. Now, granted, he's gone to Kansas City, and that ultimately immediately makes you better. Here's Walker Little on his extension and being that, fixture on this offensive line for years to come.
Yeah, I mean, obviously super excited about it. I love Jacksonville. I love this team. I love the group of guys. I love the people I get to come to work with every day. Really love the city. So always wanted to stay here. Obviously going into a contract year this year, didn't know if it would happen or not, but I was really glad we were able to work something out, and I'm going to be able to be here for a few more years.
All right, JJ, fire the band. We got a football fix. It's brought to you by Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Also, the home course, the Jewington Creek Golf Club. We roll along here on a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday. It's the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon, and the phone lines set to open up there at the Community First Hope Hub in just about 10 minutes. All right. Talk some NFL news and start it close to home with somebody we're actively involved with today. We told you Coughlin, was in that small group trying to pare down to one to face general election in the Hall of Fame. It was basically down to you felt like him and Shanahan and Holmgren. If you were power ranking, it felt like it was Coughlin, Shanahan, and Holmgren third. Holmgren gets the nod. So let's give it to the youngest guy who can be sure to enjoy it the longest in his life. Whatever we do, don't in any way take into form common sense or, at the end of the day, you ask yourself this: is this guy going to be in the Hall of Fame at one point? Tom Coughlin? You bet he is. Why wait? I mean, I'm not trying to make a bigger deal. He's 80 years old. Put him in a hall. He's going to go in. Put him in. Let him enjoy it for a breath. Whatevs. But no, it's Holmgren. They also put Sterling Sharp in among finalists. If Sterling Sharp is a Hall of Famer, I give up, man. I quit. Sterling Sharp played 10 minutes in the league. He's a really good player for 4 weeks in the 91 season. He was better than that, don't get me wrong. Way too short and unproductive a career, especially based against these exploding pass-catching numbers of the generation. Sterling Sharp's, even consideration doesn't make a lick of sense to me. Let me look here. I'm just curious what Sterling's numbers would be. And again, numbers have just gone... short but productive career. Only played 6 years. His best year was 1992. At the time, set an NFL record, 108 catches, 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns. Then he went with 112 the next year. And then 18 touchdowns in the final and a neck injury. But really just way too short of a time. You can't pin Sterling Sharp in over, say, Jimmy Smith. Even Keenan McCardell. Can you? One of those types. Continue with the football fix. Vikes receiver... Jordan Addison going to plead not guilty to DUI charges. We'll see. The Broncos have waived wide receiver Josh Reynolds. Yeah. Shoot yourself in the hand out of the club after hours. Maybe we're not your spot, kid.
Always beware. Make sure the safety is on.
Is that how it works? You got to have if not, have someone to blame. And that once offered as perhaps good advice. Back in the day.
Who was that? Chris Carter have a fall guy?
Yeah, that's right. You gotta have a fall
I guess
guy.
you can't have a fall guy when it's your own hand that you shoot.
Right. And Houston went full on, defense mode for Al Shahir. First of all, the PR department immediately found some charity they can make Al Shahir go to yesterday. 100,000%. That's how he's at United Way today happened. They call, hey, Al, guess what? You're going to United Way. Meet me at the stadium. Yeah, I don't think Shahir went home and went through his charity portal and figured out which one he could best brighten the day of today. Nah, the Texans said, oh, man, I know what we could do. Let's send him to United Way. Who's got the camera? They went in full defense mode, and somehow the Jaguars, by their weak, mealy-mouth effort of defending themselves and their team, see Doug Peterson, have allowed the Texans to control the media and make us the punching bags, the pushovers that we are in this. So well played. Even in getting embarrassed, you can't even talk your way like you care. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. We continue on a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday on a Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon Wednesday. The Community First Hope Hub is going to open up at 7 o'clock, and we'll start taking your donations and tallying it up. Last year, we made $265,000. We're shooting for even more this year. You could text GOAL already before 7 o'clock at 44834. Hicken Arrival and more. Tom Coughlin coming up 7:18. You are listening to The Drill on 1010XL.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Get the coach's perspective.
Constant improvement, every day, every week.
Doug Peterson joins the Frangie Show Fridays at 4:05.
This group is eager to win.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second-generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do, and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
When they were little, the other girls played with dolls.
Aww.
They played with footballs.
Who's that? Yes, it's us.
Helmets and heels.
From the First Coast Lighting Studios at 1010XL.
Weekdays noon to 2.
Some girls have all the fun.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
1010XL and the J Fund want to thank Chick-fil-A for taking care of today's J Fund volunteers with breakfast. We appreciate Chick-fil-A keeping the Community First Phone Hub volunteers and J Fund staff powered up as they take your calls in support of today's Radiothon.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This holiday season, give the gift of comfort and joy. Comfort food and the joy that comes with digging into a huge plate of diner favorites from Metro Diner. And to make things even more merry, now through the end of the year, they're adding on a $10 bonus card with every $50 spent on gift cards. Metro Diner gift cards are the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Friends, family, or coworkers. Stop by the diner or metrodiner.com and get all your gift shopping done easily. Happy holidays from Metro Diner.
Arrested? Got traffic tickets? DUI? License problems? Gun charges? Drug charges? If you've been charged with any crime, call me, criminal defense attorney Malcolm Anthony, at 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW.
When you take a sip of Bold City Brewery's many flavors, you're taking a sip of this Bold City. In Duval, since 2008, they've been cranking out craft beer for 16 plus years now. So head to their production house on Roselle Street in Riverside or Bold City downtown and sample a Duke's, their legendary brown ale. 2 great IPAs, plus Duval Light, Killer Whale, and plenty more. It's all on tap at Bold City Brewery, downtown or in Riverside. Log on and taste the craft. BoldCityBrewery.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE NeoGraft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS. IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
I've been telling you about the premium luxury storage that's coming in Atlantic Beach. Spots are open now for purchase. Need to get in on this. What are the reasons for purchasing a unit here at the Shed? Well, there are plenty of them. Who's it for? Well, if you're running out of room at home for your cars, toys, extras, it's a place where you can store and work on projects. You got large RV, fifth wheels. You want premier indoor storage for your investment. Maybe you don't live locally, have a place to keep your Florida things. Maybe you're between houses, looking to move to Atlantic Beach, temporary, long-term storage in that manner. Maybe you got long-term projects going on. You want to leave parts out, do frame-up, restorations. Maybe it's a man cave hangout, watch games, have a golf simulator. Business owners, I mean, the uses are endless. Premium uses with premium storage for premium possessions to be valued and protected. Go to theshed.com and schedule your appointment today or call 555-3195. It's theshedjacks.com. That's theshedjacks.com.
Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision, and equal opportunity employer.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Projax Roofing. Georgia will face Texas for the SEC Championship on Saturday. Georgia QB Carson Beck knows the formidable challenge Texas presents.
Obviously, they're a really good team. They have a good defense, a really good offense, and they've been really consistent. They pose a good challenge for us, and it's for the SEC.
Florida Gator sophomore corner Jakeem Jackson on Tuesday revealed his plans to enter the transfer portal when it opens December 9th. He leaves Florida with 3 years of eligibility. He only played in 2 games this season before missing the rest due to injury. Florida State Seminoles men's basketball team received another opportunity to bolster their resume when they faced Stella Shoe. The Seminoles never let the game get out of hand. Whenever they got close, the Tigers found a way to keep the lead. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
Uh-oh.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Mike.
Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo, 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 woo! You know it! Yes, sir! It's more than hump day. It's a big day. It's a huge day around here, ladies and gentlemen. We are pumped up and ready to roll and open for business. Who's going to be first at the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon? Be there for families tackling childhood cancer. Call the Community First Hope Hub, 904-207-7070 right now. And donate. We got a lot of work to do. And we're going to need you today. This is the one day of the year we ask you. You know all the free stuff we hand out throughout the year. Sure, pins. Come on. Koozies. Trinkets and whatnot. Yeah, prize packs. Razzle dazzle. Come on, man. We're taking care of you, so we need you to take care of the kids today, the families today, us, people like us, Jacksonville's own. It all stays right here, and so we're going to ask you a lot to do today and give back in our J Fund Radio. We'll talk to Tom coming up here in about 15 minutes, so he'll join us just about and kind of reset the story of the J Fund, the many lives that it's tackled and changed.
Oh, yeah.
And, right now, officially, the Community First Hope Hub is open at 904-207-7070. We are asking for the $115 to be the average donation. 115 kids will be diagnosed with cancer every year in Jacksonville, and food and costs and housing is all so expensive, and this is our way to help. And we expect to answer the bell again this year. 265,000 you guys came up with last year. We're looking to best that. We've never had a year where we've gone backwards. Let's don't make this the first.
This is year 17, so appreciate all that you do, Jacksonville. We love you, and we need you today, and we need you now more than ever. So dig deep, and whatever you can give, we appreciate. You can give, $10. You can give $10,000. Whatever you got, we'll take, and we appreciate it. I'm disappointed about this with sports, and I'm tired of the Aziz story, quite honestly. I'm fatigued by it. But I will say this. When did sports become like politics in that we just lie? We'll just lie.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's what Houston did.
Yeah.
They just, D'Amico Ryans and Caserio just lied.
Right.
Here's what we'll do. We'll just fib. We won't tell the truth. We'll ignore the facts. Nobody's judging his character. He's been called a dirty player. He's a dirty football player. I've been saying this for 3 days. Every team should have a couple dirty football players. He's one of them, but he's a dirty football player. What he did to Tony Pollard didn't happen. What he did to Roshan Johnson, Caleb Williams didn't happen. Even what he did to Tom Brady didn't happen. I mean, we got 3 incidents in a year. He's a dirty football player. When you watch football players.
And that was an incredibly dirty play that he knew he was making. That's the part that bothers me. They act like, it was an accident.
Yeah.
He targeted him.
Sure he did.
He was going to take a shot. The dude wears steel elbow pads on uninjured arms. NFL, take a look at that one.
Yeah. I mean.
That's for real.
Yeah. So that's the only point. I mean, it's just, you can't just sit there and lie. And that's where I think
Brady's a liar. I lost a lot of respect for him yesterday. How dare you victim blame Trevor Lawrence for this play?
I think that's where the sports media fails a little bit. Like when D'Amico's saying that, hold on. You're saying Jacksonville overreacted? If CJ Stroud got hit on your sideline.
Yeah, you would have held your guys back and said, oh gosh, that's a shame.
And JJ, good morning. Good to see you, my man. Thanks for being here. I'll say this too about what Brady said in the quarterback thing. You touched on the only 2 quarterbacks I know who do what they do. Pickett did it one time for Pitt, once. I have never seen him do it again. And Patrick Mahomes is very good at it. But nobody else, I haven't seen other quarterbacks do the fake slide thing.
I want the Jag Twitter to go through your little bag of technical tricks and pull up 4 or 5 slides this year. And somebody show me that Trevor's was late. I've watched quarterbacks slide for 50 years, Dan. That was a tip. That wasn't late. And I've seen them when they're late and go, oh, that's late. He slid. When he started his slide, that dude was 7 yards from him.
Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is at this point. And I'm kind of, like I said, I'm fatigued by it. I'm over it. I'm ready to move on.
and go
But
to.
Brady cried over every single thing, man. This guy would cry after every play, remember? I mean, whatever. That's how they go. And so now here's a quarterback who took a harder hit, Brady, a cheaper hit than you ever took your whole career. And you're going to minimize it? Oh, maybe the quarterback should do something different?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Like Brady's sort of responsible for the rules we have in place. He's one of the main reasons, and now he's like, hey, we need to get back to football, guys.
By the way, what happens till we protect the quarterback at all costs, too? All of a sudden we don't? I mean, anyway, but it is what it is. It's over and done with. He got it suspended, which we told you about yesterday, and I'm glad he did. But I'm tired of the beating the dead horse. But the one thing that struck me was, I know politicians lie. I guess sports people lie, too, now. That's all we'll do. We just tell fibs.
That's a shame. I mean, again, at some point, just for society to remain stable, we got to live with some sort of code of character, minimal standards, and telling the truth is one of them. You can never get from point A to point B if you don't dealing with the facts ever.
Yeah. So
I thought the NFL. Why wouldn't the NFL, by the way, turn around and fine the Texans again for what they said yesterday? That sounds like criticizing the officials to me. We want to take a break and come back and do Tom. What do we want to do?
Yeah, let's just
or bring him in. I know how this works. We go on Godfather time. So how do we want to handle it? Do we want to?
Well, let me throw out the Dream Finders Homes poll question of the day real quick. Brought to you by Dream Finders Homes. It's time for draft talk. So pick one of these four for the Jags in round one. Travis Hunter of Colorado, Abdul Carter of Penn State, Kelvin Banks of Texas, Mason Graham of Michigan. What I got you is a cornerback receiver, an edge guy, an offensive lineman, or interior defensive lineman.
Okay.
Pick one. Who do you got? I know who you got.
Yeah, I'm taking
JJ,
Travis Hunter.
who you got?
Anywhere I pick, I'm taking him.
C.
You got Kelvin Banks?
Yeah, I don't know any of these guys.
Banks is a tackle. They can't go there first round. They have 2 signed.
All right. So
who's winning? The edge rusher?
No, Travis Hunter and a runaway. 69%.
I know him. Okay.
Yeah, you know who he is from Colorado. You can vote.
Heard of him?
Yeah, on social media. And it's brought to you by our friends at Dream Finders Homes. By the way, are sponsoring the 4 to 5 hour today. So shout out to them. They're official home builder of the Tour, the Gators, and the Jags. Amazing 2.99% year one.
All right, our hearts go out to the Tom Coughlin J Fund today. We do it via this radiothon. Y'all have been so active, involved all through the years, and we need you to be there for families tackling childhood cancer. Call the Community First Hope Hub this morning, 904-207-7070 with your donation. You can, as always, text GOAL to 44834. We'll come back. We'll talk to Tom Coughlin about the J Fund and more. We'll continue to give you these hotline numbers, this Community First Hope Hub number to let you be a part. You will feel a lot better about your holiday season knowing that you've helped. I mean, when we talk about need, these are families in need. So back with more next. The Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday on The Drill.
This is your Duval Minute. Brought to you by Lift Power, your turnkey solution for all warehouse needs.
In a world where you try to make sense of what our Jaguars are doing, sometimes you look at certain things and you scratch your head. And one of the things I scratch my head about is Mason Smith, the Jaguars' second-round pick, who's, we want to see what he's good. You're a second-round pick. You're supposed to be starting in the NFL. He's been inactive most of the year, battled an injury, but otherwise healthy scratches a lot of the times. And then so he finally gets active on Sunday, and what happens? Well, he plays the most snaps of any defensive lineman in the interior part of the defensive line. It makes no sense, but that's kind of how this season has gone for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So maybe over these next 6 games, they'll just play him a lot, and we can see what we got with a second-round pick from LSU, who's supposed to be one of our starters going forward. And that's your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power. Lift Power, always on the lookout for experienced lift truck and dock and door technicians in the Jacksonville area. Benefits include a 401k, company vehicle, paid training, sign-on bonus. Oh, come see why Lift Power has been voted one of the best places to work for the past several years. The rapidly growing business has proudly served the Jacksonville area for more than 50 years. We want you to be a part of it and part of our family. Don't let the opportunity slip by. All you got to do, go to liftpower.com. That's liftpower.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge Match.
U.S. Assure proudly supports the Tom Coughlin J Fund. For more than 45 years, U.S. Assure has been distributing, underwriting, and servicing construction and property insurance products for A-rated carriers. From single-family homes to commercial projects, they've got you covered from the time the ground is cleared to the final touches. Please give now to help local families tackle childhood cancer. U.S. Assure will match donations up to $6,000 until 8 o'clock. Call 904-207-7070 now.
Hacker here. I know I've been sharing my Awaken 180 story for a while now, talking about how much I lost every week, and yeah, that's cool, but I get it, redundant. So let me tell you something that hit me like a freight train the other day. I checked out my Awaken 180 weigh-in portal, and the number just clicked. I started at nearly 320 pounds, and today, my scale read just over 200 pounds. Let that sink in. I'm now lighter than 90% of my buddies. And let me tell you, that's a flex I couldn't dream of a year ago. I owe it all to my Awaken 180 coach and to the program set out to work for anyone. It's been absolutely life-changing. Don't just take my word for it. Head over to my Twitter, at RyanGreen1010XL. You'll see the transformation for yourself. But the real transformation? That's how I feel every single day, every step I take, and every morning I wake up. Get that same feeling. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Google Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
If you've been in an auto accident, you can count on the experts at San Jose Collision to return your vehicle to pre-accident conditions. San Jose Collision can also provide a fresh paint job to freshen up your vehicle or completely change its appearance. They can paint and repair all foreign and domestic cars and trucks. When quality and professionalism are important to you, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Hey y'all, Melissa Scobie here, and you know my husband Josh could really kick that ball. But when it comes to working around the house, well, not so much. So when I need irrigation, drainage, or seamless gutters, I rely on John Haney's crews at Clearwater. Hit it, guys.
Clearwater Irrigation.
And drainage too.
ClearwaterJacks.com.
Injured in an accident? Have mounting medical bills? Can't work? Don't worry. Zach's got your back. I'm Zach Von Rowan of Von Rowan Law. I will fight for the compensation that you deserve. Set up your free consultation at zachsgotyourback.com.
It's easy to be there for J Fund families. Text GOLD to 44834 now.
Discover the difference that local expertise makes at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Visit their showroom at the Avenues and browse high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness at First Coast Lighting and Fans.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same-day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la. This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
1010XL and the J Fund want to thank Chick-fil-A for taking care of today's J Fund volunteers with breakfast. We appreciate Chick-fil-A keeping the Community First Phone Hub volunteers and J Fund staff powered up as they take your calls in support of today's Radiothon.
Get ready to celebrate December with Best Bet. We're giving away an incredible $660,000 in cash and prizes. Kickstart your holiday fun in Jacksonville with amazing promotions like the 12 Days of Christmas High Hands and $500 High Hand Fridays. At Best Bet Orange Park and St. Augustine, don't miss out on thrilling tournaments and $300 every 15 minutes table game giveaways. For all the details, head over to bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Are you getting engaged this holiday season? Are you celebrating a big anniversary or shopping for something special for the holidays?
You do not want to miss Beards Diamond's incredible 44th anniversary sale.
Yes, 44% off going on now until Christmas Eve.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I just cannot say enough good things about my friends at Pella Windows and Doors. They have the highest quality products, the strongest limited warranties in the industry, and they just flat out look amazing. But don't just take my word for it. Consumer Reports still has Pella rated #1 in all 3 major window categories, so why not go with the best? Call them today or visit the Pella showroom and be sure to ask about the latest hurricane and impact-resistant windows. That's Pella Windows and Doors on Phillips Highway, and tell them Mike sent you.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm Tom Coughlin, and welcome to the J Fund Radiothon on 1010XL. Please be there for these kids and their families tackling childhood cancer by giving today. Call 207-7070 right now.
Uh-oh.
Morning Chianti, maybe. Just it's a little early, but Dan is
all hail
waving the palm frond.
The Godfather has arrived.
Yes, great pomp and circumstance.
No ring today. I would kiss it if it was here, but no ring.
No ring.
We might need to have a meeting in the back room over some Chianti and marinara sauce later and talk about it.
That'd be a good idea.
That's a bowl of it.
I'd be all for that.
Yeah, a few of the things going on in the National Football League. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having us.
The legend has arrived.
Yeah, it's a big day for the J Fund and the Radiothon. And by the way,
yes,
I've been handed already here. You can call the Community First Hope Hub 904-207-7070. And when I say you can, you must. Or you can text GOAL to 44834 and make your donations. But I've got one here called in by the father of David Michael Holden in memory of his son, $1,000 right there. So that's awesome. And that goes a long way towards helping a number of families here on the First Coast.
I have one from my fraternity brother. Shout out to the doctor, Fabio, and his lovely wife, Tracy Fasanelli.
Okay.
You know the Fasanellis
Sure
if you're in Jacksonville. $5,000.
Nice.
So
nice.
God bless
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Give a shout out to my man Fabio.
Way to
Coach.
go. Way to go,
Fabio.
Fab.
He sounds like he could be at the meeting.
Yeah,
He's in the back room.
He's in this meeting every year at this time.
Yes,
he is.
We take him in the meeting. He's good. He'd be a good one. So so appreciate that. And you guys can get going at 207-7070. This is a huge event for us, and we're glad to do it. And it's the 17th year we've done this.
17.
I mean,
can you imagine?
You know what? We had a young man on the a couple weeks ago as part of our Dream Finder series, and he's 24 now.
Yep.
He's a J Fund kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
From 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is one of the coolest things about the J Fund is now we're seeing, and not everybody makes it, but now we're seeing
some legacy,
some great stories of kids and families whose lives have been affected but have gone on to do great things.
You know what, Dan? Just to go along with that for a minute. We're 29 years in the J Fund. Okay, over $28 million spent directly to help families. But I was in Boston. My one of my grandsons plays for Tufts, and I was up there watching the game, and I was coming back the next day. And I'm standing there talking to someone, waiting to get on the plane. And this gal slides up next to me, and we started talking. Her son had been helped by the J Fund. He's 19 years old now, and he's better. And then the other day, Kelly assigned me to pies. So I'm in Sonati's waiting in line to get the pies, right?
That's not a bad assignment.
I get up to the front.
Good assignment.
I get up to the front, and there's a lady there, and she's got her little kids with her, and she smiles and says, "Hi, Coach. How are you? Nice to see you." Her son is being treated, and he's a J Fund kid.
Wow.
And it's just amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's really
is
because of the length of time. You said 29 years overall, 17, and how many now people have been impacted here on the First Coast, and it spreads. You can hardly go anywhere without some degree of it.
Usually we say 100, children, unfortunately, each year are going to be cancer patients. Okay, now it's up to 115, 120. Because of the influx of all the folks from the north that are coming into Jacksonville. So, it all fits when you stop and think about it. But in the community of Jacksonville, and the people have been fabulous, and this is one of the ways, but we've helped lots and lots of families over all these years.
And you make those hospital visits, and you see children who are going through it, who are sometimes just too sick to even smile. It's just heartbreaking stuff that you deal with. And
sometimes when you go on a hospital visit, the kids are too sick to really react.
Yeah.
Okay. The last couple of times we've been we've been, Kelly and I have been, it's been better. It's the kids have gotten kind of into it. And then one time I was with Cam Little and Ross Matisse, and it was amazing because I realized the generational thing. So I walk in and we walk in, and Kelly and the two players and I walk in, and there'll be a child in the bed, and the child is a little, a little taken back and not sure what this is all about and all that. And then the two players start talking to them about cartoons and games.
Yeah.
And their games.
Yes.
And it's like all of a sudden the kids light up and they're into it, big time.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there, I don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's amazing the way that works.
And the impact that it has, like with a young man, sometimes they're very young. He had not that much memory, but obviously as parents, what you go through as parents, and we all know and have experienced this with people, but unless you really go through it, thank God I haven't had to yet, and don't ever want to, but what they go through is
incredible.
And you just want to do whatever you can to help.
Want to help,
hug them.
You
Take
to help.
Yeah.
When they first hear, they don't know where to turn.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. But I can tell you this: we're up by 20%. Our beneficiary payments.
Wow.
This year by 20%. And you know what's really we've just come through Thanksgiving. Okay. The people in need of food help is gone through the roof.
It's so expensive.
It's over
ridiculous.
50% increase from one year to the next because of inflation, the cost of groceries, and what have you.
And just so people understand, oftentimes what happens when your child is diagnosed with cancer, you immediately drop everything, including work.
Some of your employment.
And if it's a two-income family, like mom or dad, or one of you makes a decision, I can't. You're going to be with your child.
That's hard if you don't have the expense. That's hard if you just somebody downsizes their workload. Okay, we got to adjust.
Correct.
Now throw in an expense bigger than any.
And the J Fund does so much. I mean, you can talk about food, you can talk about gas cards, transportation. I mean, we can go down the line here, and we will throughout the morning.
You said something about the young man that joined us last week in your question to Tom, and it kind of, I think, reemphasized the actual effect on the kids. And you correctly pointed out, they're kids, they don't remember, but the parents are really paying. But I think it says something what the J Fund's doing that a kid goes through and he thinks, well, this is just being a kid.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he said. I didn't know any different. I thought all kids got chemo. I thought all kids, because you made him so comfortable and he had so many peers, in his position. So I wouldn't say that, just because they don't remember it, that I think that almost speaks to the power of what's being done.
Yeah, well,
and it's
all true.
And we should also talk about Jay McGillis, who and the family that you have become so very close with. And gosh, again, it's been a long time, man. It's been.
Yeah. You know what I did when I was in Boston?
What?
Instead of leaving the next day, I drove down to Brockton because Jay's mom is in an assisted living.
Yeah. Sweetest lady in the world.
And I wanted to see for myself that she was doing really well. And she is.
Good.
She does not want to give up her home. She doesn't.
Right.
And that would be our own.
Sure.
But she's got a nice little apartment, people to talk to. She's very social, as you know. And so just to see her, she'll be 90 in January.
Wow.
Yeah. And she has a twin brother, and he's in there in the assisted living home, too. So we had to go down and see brother, as she calls him, But to see Pat McGillis, and Paul was with me, that one of the sons, Paul was there, too, and see her doing well. I mean, that meant a lot, because she loved to come to the golf tournament.
Oh, yes.
Loved it. She couldn't come last year. Guess what? She says she's coming this year.
I believe it.
I believe it.
And she's one of the sweetest and just a wonderful family. And they're so grateful for all that you guys have done. What does it mean? What does the J Fund mean to the Coughlin family?
Oh,
I mean, you guys are all so involved in it, but it's a part of your daily lives.
It is a part of our lives, and thank God everybody's involved.
Yeah.
No matter where you turn, the whole family's involved. And, Judy was very much involved.
Right.
And she would be, we would go to a hospital visit you mentioned, and she would go right to the parents, and let the parents understand why we're there, not just barging into their room.
Right.
We have great intentions. And
she was a good yin to your yang with that situation. Obviously, she was soul that walked in there. You barged through a door as a coach ready to take care of it, and she was this sweet, loving lady.
She was working the sidelines.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way she was. But but everyone's involved, you know. And when Kate and Tim in New York, you know, New York, New Jersey, and of course Brian and Kelly here, and everyone's involved. You know, Tim's a financial advisor, and so we have everybody involved. And Kate and what Chris Snee and Kate do at Christmas time, they'll go to St. Joe's Hospital and they'll give presents to all the cancer kids.
That's so good.
They'll bring them in. And, you know, one of my great stories is last year I went with Chris and we handed out all these gifts, and he was, you know, working the cancer floor with the kids. And we finished up, and the party moved out into the lobby where the elevators were. And I looked over, and there was a dad and a little girl sitting right beside him on like a bench. And they obviously weren't up and down in the elevator. They were there for a reason. And she was one of the little cancer kids. And the dad was all excited, you know, the giant coach, you know. And so he got up, and I went over and said hello. And, you know, he was real. And the little girl looks up, and she goes, "Who are you?" Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because that's what happens.
Yeah.
Because that's what when you come away from, you get more than you give. Because of having
100%
that experience.
That's an amazing compliment in a way.
Pross, let's tell people real quick while we're visiting with the coach. Call the Community First Hope Hub, 207-7070 right now, 207-7070.
904 now, too, by the way. Can't make a call without the 904.
Oh, you do?
Used to be we just shorten it. But,
okay, 904-207-7070 and get those donations rolling. We'll take whatever you can give.
Or the operator will tell you after you dial 207-7070.
Okay.
She'll remind you if not. You can also text GOAL, as Dan said, to 44834 as we tack on as much as we can to help these, especially this time of year. It comes in extra handy around the holidays for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's a key. There's no doubt about it. You know, we want these kids to have a great Christmas, it's so hard for the parents. The parents, you know, the Christmas party's coming up. I mean, we have over 80, you know, programs in the course of a year for all kinds of circumstances, you know.
For sure.
Caregivers, et cetera, et cetera. Right. But the Christmas party is coming up, and then the kids love that, and the parents love that, and there's presents for everybody and all kinds of stuff. So, you know, you come into this time of the year, you know that feeling in your heart about giving.
It's J Fund Day, but I was kind of hoping you'd come in that cool teal jacket that you got when you went into the Pride. I kind of like.
Well, I'd like to have it back. The sleeves were up to here, so they took the jacket. I haven't seen it since.
Tailored.
Okay. It's probably been sold somewhere. You know,
Tom, sports fans.
It's a good-looking jacket.
It is. I like it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a good idea.
Congratulations on that. Long overdue, but happy. Now when I walk in there and I look up, I'm like, all right, good. He's home. I'm seeing that.
Sports fans, they want so much, right? We want winning, we want productivity, we want an offense, we want a defense. We've gotten our priorities wrong. Now that I'm finally an old man, Tom, I know what I want as a sports fan, what I need as a sports fan, what we all need, and it's so hard to bottle it up. And you were on this train, consistency. Can I just get some consistency?
Yeah.
Whether it's, and it doesn't always have to mean consistency on the scoreboard or the standings. I need some consistency. We seem to be the most inconsistent, wobbly organization at times, and it's just I just don't think you're ever going to continue to make steady progress if we can't attack anything with some consistency. Is that harder than it is running a team? And I don't need you to specifically apply it to the Jaguars, but just in general, I mean, obviously that was a big source of success for you, was getting that out of your team, or at least always trying.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what you want to be able to, as you set up and as you study and as you look at where your strengths and your weaknesses are, et cetera, you're counting on that. And I'm sure Doug Peterson's counting on that. And unfortunately, it's one of those years where it just doesn't seem to be happening.
Yeah. And there's nothing good comes out of these. Right? Yeah, there's no good conversation. There's no good outcome. We're just going to ride out the misery and see where we
You can ask them all the questions. I don't care. Ask them away.
Yeah, I know.
Ask them all these Jaguar questions.
Just vent.
No, I'm not going to.
We've had to get it out of us every
It is what it is.
It's so disappointing.
Our best, closest friends and confidants and in the know people are like Tony and Tom, and there's like a certain questions just, we know the answer, you don't ask. Right?
All right, a couple others I want to get in. My buddy Tim Murphy's on the board. Thank you. Shout out to Murph. So he's given.
Doc Murphy.
Doc Murphy is given as well. Also, I got this from one of My friends at the television station just found out my 8-year-old daughter has cancer. Turn on the radio this morning, and boom, it's J Fund. Thank you and Prosser and 1010XL and Coach for what you guys do for kids with cancer every year. So
that's nice.
God bless
Very
them
nice.
and thinking about them and praying
God bless
for them.
them
So,
is right. Yeah.
It's a lot to go through. It's a lot to go through for any parent. It's knee buckling news.
Well,
oh gosh,
it's knee buckling news.
It's news you don't ever want to hear.
No,
because at that moment in time, your life has changed.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And people need help. You don't go through cancer alone.
Yeah.
But at that moment in time, they are absolutely alone.
Yeah.
And the parents look at each other and they don't know where to go or where to turn.
Right.
Because pretty soon someone's going to walk them down the hall and tell them how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
That's not. Let's get the kid cured. Let's get the person better.
Yeah.
You've gotten to know all the doctors and caretakers and nurses and people over there, and they're just such,
fantastic
and
people.
They give their time. Not only do they treat these kids, and they're so good with them, but then they're out at
emotional.
all your events. They're
emotionally
attached.
Involved.
Every one of them. Yes.
Dr. Joyce.
Yeah,
crying,
he's the greatest guy.
Crying.
Except for the Notre Dame thing with you guys, but he's a
we'll
good
get
man.
into that. That thing on the wall out there reminded me, come on.
All right, from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Thanks, Coach. Survivor father here. My son Charles is now 20, diagnosed on his 10th birthday. The story resonates with me. Kelly brought Ryan Davis and Gerald Rivers with her, and Charles lit up. Ryan is still part of our lives. Thanks for all you do. Number 59. Couldn't have done it without your help.
Yeah.
So,
those are the
lots
things.
of stories like that. And
we like those memories.
Well, and to your point now, because we've been so long, we'll get 10 of these. We used to get one.
Good.
Right. Because it's been that
And
impactful.
I tell you this every year, and I'll tell you again, and you will live on in greatness forever in football. Your name adorns stadiums, but what you've done with this and your family is by far the greatest gift that you could ever leave humanity.
And we want to do
your legacy.
We want to do more, Dan.
Yeah.
We want to do more,
and we will,
and we can do more.
Yeah, and we will continue to do.
And
it.
that's what we're focusing on.
Yeah,
And thank God that's what Kelly's very good at.
Yeah. Well, man, we appreciate you. We love you. It's great to see you.
It's nice to be here with you.
You can hang out with us as long as you want. You're always welcome here, but we have to take a break.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Pay the bills.
About commercials.
Pross has got a big salary. We got to get that thing covered.
That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
You made it on time today.
Got to keep this guy in new vehicles.
He's ready to
go. It only took half a century. This is the drill. It's a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday. It's a J Fund Radiothon Wednesday, and we're asking you to ring up the Community First Hope Hub this morning at 904-207-7070, and we're back with more next here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge Match.
U.S. Assure proudly supports the Tom Coughlin J Fund. For more than 45 years, U.S. Assure has been distributing, underwriting, and servicing construction and property insurance products for A-rated carriers. From single-family homes to commercial projects, they've got you covered from the time the ground is cleared to the final touches. Please give now to help local families tackle childhood cancer. U.S. Assure will match donations up to $6,000 until 8 o'clock. Call 904-207-7070 now.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
If you're feeling undervalued where you bank or lost in the shuffle, it might be time for a change. Community First Credit Union makes changing easy and worth it. We've been helping the people in North Florida live their best lives for over 9 decades. And we're here to help you too. If you open a Community First checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus, and you don't have to refer anyone to get it. Visit communityfirstfl.org for details. Member NCUA. Bonus requires deposits totaling $1,000 or more and 10 debit transactions within the first 90 days of account opening.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hey, Hicken here for America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. More than 5 million active members. It's Prize Picks. All you got to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. And by the way, When your picks hit, which they usually do, you get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. Because Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. I like to make Sundays fun days, but you can download the Prize Picks app today. Use code JAX, J-A-X. You get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code JAX on Prize Picks. You get $50 when you play $5. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, man, run your game.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
Divorce, menonly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch, because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Now is a great time to be there for J Fund families. Text the word GOAL to 44834.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right, Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boatcierge experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
The holidays are here, and so is your entire family.
Uh-oh, the toilet's not flushing.
And now the kitchen sink's clogged too?
There's water coming from the ceiling. It's raining in the living room.
Don't let this be your holiday disaster. Call Duck Duck Rooter today and get those plumbing issues fixed before family time turns into flood time. Duck Duck Rooter, your local plumbing pros and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
This is Walker Little of your Jacksonville Jaguars for Kingfish Pest Control. I've been a Kingfish customer for a while now and can confirm that their service is incredible. Not only do they protect my family from pests, Kingfish's office staff is the friendliest around. They even email me a photo of the tech before arriving at my home. Kingfish Pest Control is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Be sure to enter their SWAT That Kick sweepstakes for free pest control for 3 years. Go to kingfishpest.com and tell them Walker Little sent you.
Hey, Hicken here with our friends from Zero Res. What a great time of the year, right? I mean, time to reflect on things that matter the most, our families, our homes, the holidays, of course, football. And they're very grateful for you, the good people of Jacksonville, and they want to take care of you the best way, and you want a clean home for the holidays. So to get that clean home, carpets, your tile and grout, your oriental rugs, right now, $49 per room for your carpets. 25% off your tile and grout, man. And they'll take care of your oriental rugs as well. Gerard is our certified master rug cleaner. One of the few in the area. They'll take 25% off those rugs, too, and treat them with tender, loving care. Man, Zero Res. You spell it forward. Zero Res, you spell it backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Kuhn Flowers invites you to join their Spread the Joy gift drive, supporting families here in Florida impacted by the recent hurricanes. They're accepting new and unwrapped toys, gifts, or monetary donations. Visit KuhnFlowers.com to find out more.
Have you tried golfing at the improved Cimarron Golf Club? If you haven't, tell you what, you're missing out on the best deal in Jacksonville. Now, many of you have received a postcard in the mail, and of course, if you bring that with you, $45 plus tax to play. That includes a cart, lunch, and a beer at the brand new Stone Barrel Tap House. Now, go to the website, that is CimarronGolfClub.com, and sign up for the Wild One Loyalty Program. That's the Wild One Loyalty Program, and get all of these specials emailed to you from Cimarron.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jag offensive lineman Cam Little, with a new contract extension, remarked on moving into the starting role.
Yeah, no, it's been nice to be able to start consecutive games in a row and just feel like I've been able to steadily play a little better each game and just get in a groove.
Foye Aluakon, linebacker for the Jags, commented on how the team moves forward despite having a losing record with 5 games remaining.
It kind of haunts your head like, what am I not doing right? It's just that those little questions that creep into your head, but you got to stay confident out there.
Week 13 saw the Jaguars, Las Vegas Raiders, and the New York Giants all lose and fall to 2-10. The Jaguars still have the number 1 pick with 5 games left on the schedule. That's your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update. I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm Tom Coughlin, and welcome to the J Fund Radiothon on 1010XL. Please be there for these kids and their families tackling childhood cancer by giving today. Call 207-7070 right now.
All right, it is a Radiothon Day. The Community First Hope Hub is lighting up like a Christmas tree. 904-207-7070. Call with your donation now. I'm about to go through a smorgasbord here. You can also text a goal to 44834. Christopher Hewitt this morning. Donation of $1,010. John Jackson and family, $5,000 donation this morning. Let's see. George, your boy, Mr. Beer, Hick. Mr.
George
Mrs.
and Vicky.
Beer.
Yeah.
1,010. And I've also been handed this. U.S. Assure, pleased to announce they'll be helping local families as they match donations this hour.
Up to 8 o'clock. So thank you to U.S. Assure.
Call 904-207-7070 and do it now. We'll have a tally on the 7 o'clock hour. Before too long, we'll let you know how we're doing. And
I got Joshua Hatfield, 1,010. He said, Jeff, go Knowles.
Okay, good.
Scott and Claudia Winter, $1,010. John and Tina Nardi, $2,500. Wow. They donated through the 1010XL website. Appreciate them. And as I mentioned, my boy Tim Murphy over at State Farm, thank you for all that you guys do. We appreciate it. So solid effort by the fellas early this morning. Thank you.
Great start.
Yeah.
Great start.
We're off to a good start. Yeah. We're off to a good start.
Great start.
Listen, we let's talk a little NFL football, just some observations. I want to ask you this question. It seems to me that the ground game has gotten
it's getting better.
It's coming back.
It's coming back.
Why is that?
That's because they're figuring it out. I mean, what better? I look even when Kansas City was running the ball a couple 3 weeks ago, and I'm thinking to myself, Patrick will play a couple more years now because of that. Stop and think about it.
Yeah.
How about the big smile on the face of Hurts up in Philadelphia when this kid's running up and down the field and he's going like this? Nobody's touched him all day.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to run. Okay. He can throw the ball and they can use him in key situations. But the running game is definitely
Derrick
coming back.
Henry
Look
with
at
Lamar
what Detroit's
Jackson.
doing. Detroit,
both those guys.
Detroit comes back with it's not 7-on-7, fellas.
Yeah.
Button up your head, your chin straps because we're coming at you.
Yeah.
And it's on both sides of the ball. It's the physical game. Again, coming back. Thank God for that.
I can tell you that this guy, the offensive guy, Tom Coughlin, the word that he always stressed was balance. Balance was a word that you wanted. You wanted 50-50, right?
Absolutely. You tried.
Yeah.
You tried to do that.
Yeah.
And really, when you were really good, you had more runs than you did
Yeah,
throws.
because the 50-50 comes into play because you have to throw. It's 3rd and 8, right? But your actual strict play call is probably more 65-30.
And you want play action pass. If you can run it, if you can run it and you can pin people at the line of scrimmage, but I see it coming back too, and I see the mental part of what the coaches are starting to do too, and it's
interesting to me though. Because the last few years,
it's a cycle.
Yeah, it is.
It is
100%.
It is a cycle.
It's coming back.
It's a cycle.
These young coaches came from coaching their kids in flag football. They want to throw it 60 times a game, and it just they do.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's fun
when it comes down to it.
Making a play.
Okay. In the National Football League with 17 games.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Got to win some hand-to-hand.
Put your mouthpiece in, you know, because that's what I mean by, you know, and it's hard. It's hard.
Can you take a non-physical team, Tom, and make them a physical team, or do you have to, over time, just get a new group of players? You know
maybe not anymore because of the rules.
Yeah, and I don't mean that in any specific team. How hard is that challenge?
You don't practice.
That's why.
I mean,
it's a different
they all
game.
are physical. I mean, let's be honest. They've been playing football since they were 5. No one's afraid to hit.
No. Well.
Or get hit, maybe.
but you talk about how, well, you know, where it starts. It starts way back in training camp or even before, the mentality. And, you know, you think about the way it used to be done when you practice twice a day.
Right.
You know, it was so good because it was so logical. Run and play action in the morning, you know, drop back pass and all the go screens and all that stuff in the afternoon. But it was, you know, your armor. You wore the armor every day. Every day. You never took it off. You know, I'm in New York with Parcells. We're in full pads on Friday morning. Chuck Noll. They had live goal line on Friday, and then lined up on Sunday and played. I mean, this is not a fable now.
There's something about, you know, you mentioned Chuck Noll, and the Steelers seem to have passed down that through the generations because they still are a tough football team. They're a physical football team.
They've never gotten away from that. Yeah. And that is a mentality.
Yes.
And that is the Steeler organization.
Yes.
From the top to the bottom.
Yes.
I mean, they've always been physical. And they've always got people that on the defensive side of the ball that are really good football players.
How is Kansas City, and you obviously have great relationships. We talked to Steve Spagnuolo recently about you and one of your guys and Andy. How have they been able to continue this success? Patrick's not lighting it up this year. He doesn't have the great receivers. The defense they've wobbled a little bit the last couple of weeks, but they were really good, and they've had a great amount.
Chris Jones didn't play as well as he could play the last couple of weeks. But the other day was better.
Yeah,
you know, he played really better the other day.
Yeah, but they've had a lot of good fortune too. But
you got to remember how Andy plays.
Yeah.
Okay, Andy will throw in the first half, but if he gets a lead, he's going to run the ball in the second
you know what
half.
me and Pross have noticed about Andy, and this is a tip of the cap to him.
Refreshing.
You coaches have gone crazy with the analytics stuff. You've gone off the deep end with this fourth down stuff.
Not this coach.
I know.
Yeah. This turning down points, I just want to strangle
Andy
somebody.
Will take the field goal, man.
Sure.
Take the points sometimes. Sure. And those points are precious at the end of the game.
When he's 4th and 1 on his own 45. That's not a go zone play like so many of these guys today.
Remember the old phrase, there's nothing wrong with a punt.
Right.
You know,
that phrase has left us.
Put them down in the corner. Let them see if they can go 90.
Thank you.
You know what you do?
By the way, the punters today are unbelievable,
yes,
too.
Yes, they are. and you have one here.
I know. Yeah.
But, you know, you stand up in a meeting in training camp, and you start with from the minus goal line to the minus 10. Guess what? If you force them to take the ball over in there, their chance of scoring is at 90% something. And then you go right down the field with those percentages so that your team is fully aware of that.
What it means, what field position actually means.
What it means.
Yeah.
Punt the ball down in there, play great defense, get it back. Now, one of the real problems you have today is you may hold that punter may be punting out,
punting to the 30.
Inside the 5. He kicks it down to the other 20.
Yeah, that's true.
Where are these characters coming from?
Yeah.
Man.
It's like they put helium in the ball.
But the point you made to start out the conversation about the running game coming back, it's exciting to see that happen.
Yeah, and
it really is.
It's like normally at this time of the year you would look at statistics and these receivers. You'd have 10 guys over 1,000 yards, and you'd have one running back kind of closing in on. Maybe you'd have like 800, and it's totally flipped this year. I mean, Derrick Henry and Saquon are both over 1,400 yards already.
Yes, amazing. It's incredible. Yeah. And Saquon.
And I'm not going to ask you about your Giants and letting him go and oof, boy, he ends up in Philly. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's the worst but just think about it for a minute now.
Uh-huh.
It's not the whole story has never been told. Yeah,
Right.
the bottom line is
Yeah.
the man was allowed to move on.
Yes.
Okay. But there's stories back there.
I would have paid programming to watch you and have the kind of access that some of these shows bring you now with Hard Knocks and such. How would you have enjoyed that?
Never happened.
Right here.
It would have never happened. And I'll tell you why.
Get that thing out of here.
Because I'll tell you why. Because when this started out, and what they wanted was sensationalism.
Yeah.
So you'd have every four-letter word you could think of in the individual meetings, and people were making that stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you this:
Uh-huh.
when it came to the New York Giants, there's not going to be any of that. I don't know right now whether the league forces the teams to entertain that.
They lean heavily, I think.
But if they did, there'd be none of that with there wouldn't be any of that.
Right.
Tom was
nonsense.
Tom was the only guy that could slay the dynasty was the Patriots. If we're not careful, some NFC teams gonna have to call you to take care of the Chiefs here at some point. So keep your phone going.
Yeah.
I don't understand. We just lived through
20 million.
We lived through
20 million.
That's all. From the standpoint, we just went through a 20-year Patriots dynasty, and so am I to understand that we're just going to watch the Chiefs do it for 10 or 15?
Yeah, well,
that's amazing what they're doing, Tom.
It is, but they have played some extreme, and it's gotten them ready.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
They have a lot of very close games.
Yeah.
A lot of very close games.
And it's interesting watching.
And they've won.
They win.
And they've won the close
They
games.
win them. I don't know
Which
how they
is-
Year after year, that's what, 3 Super Bowls now
Which
for
is-
Mahomes? 3 out of 4?
Oh, yeah.
even?
He's got 3.
He started this year.
But when you watch Patrick,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
when the game's on the line,
Oh, yeah.
he's running.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're not, if your rushers are going past the quarterback, he will kill you.
It's so funny that one of the game's greatest quarterbacks of all time, and I've said this a bunch of times, the Bengals AFC Championship game, it was a run down the sidelines.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Super Bowl against
Oh, yeah, he's
the Eagles,
always done
it
it.
was
It's
a
a run.
run.
Yeah.
It's a run.
You go find it. You're right. You're
It's a run.
spot on with that. He will do that.
He will pull the ball down,
Yeah.
coverage, and you're going to say to yourself, how come they didn't spy him?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something.
Okay.
When you spy, you take a guy out of coverage.
Yeah.
Have you take a guy out of coverage?
Yeah.
Guess what? There's a hole somewhere, and
he'll
he's going
find
to
it.
find it.
Yeah.
Have coaches' philosophies changed on that, Tom? Because we were always under the notion that if you had you had Brunell, well, they want to keep him in the pocket. Plays are made downfield. Is there some truth to that? Or has the coaching opened up to your quarterback running and the value of that rather than trying to direct him just to throw downfield? Like, would you run Mark more now than by design you would have then, or encouraged him more than you did
I wouldn't
then?
do it by design, but you would
By encouragement, maybe.
But there's times when they're covered.
They were almost
They're coming out
sheepish
of
about it. Like the quarterbacks would almost be sheepish about it. Like they took it almost as an insult if they ran. Like I remember talking to Bob, it was almost as a criticism if his ability to run the football. And I think now quarterbacks are a lot more comfortable, I guess, taking off and realize the value of that, and they don't get told not to do it.
Well, what you're seeing is the classic drop back quarterback
is disappearing.
The more athletic guy that can run is a guy
Makes sense.
But if you got Tom Brady,
sure.
Why are you going to ask him to run?
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
Well, we twisted his arm. We kept him for an extra segment just to get some football talk in. But the real reason we're here and the coach is here is it's Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon, and we want you guys to continue to be there for families tackling childhood cancer. Light up the Community First Hope Hub hotline right now. Keep them busy at 904-207-7070. That's 904-207-7070. Or text GOAL, that's GOAL, to 44834. We need the donations to keep rolling in. We are chasing the ring here on the drill, by the way. We have to win.
Yeah,
it's our goal.
Yeah,
each and
no
every year.
question.
Somehow we
It's
make it about us.
Very competitive.
Yeah.
It becomes about us oftentimes.
4 minutes still to go here with U.S. Assure matching donations for this hour. So there's that as well. As Dan said, the Community First Hope Hub, 904-207-7070, or text GOAL to 44834.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate
the
you.
J Fund Foundation thanks everyone
Yes.
for participating today
Yes.
to make our community better so that we can help families who are going through this terrible situation, families who have a child with cancer.
Amen.
And thank you so much.
Amen.
This is the drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Small business, big target. DoubleCheck provides AI-powered cybersecurity solutions to small businesses so you can keep your eye on the ball. Book your free consultation this month for 10% off your first 6 months. Visit doublecheck.com today.
It couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you be treated when you visit that beautiful showroom off Atlantic Boulevard. You'll find out what I'm talking about. Everybody there is so friendly. I like to go over there. I go over there once a month just to hang out, talk sports with the fellas and the ladies, and have a good time. And I got my boy Blue, the beautiful blue Silverado. But if you want a car, an SUV, a truck like me, an electric or pre-owned, George Moore Chevrolet's got it. Can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard? Don't worry. MooreChevy.com. MooreChevy.com with an E. Easy to navigate as any site you can try. All the vehicles there. Sales, service, parts. Never been more easy to use. It's George Moore Chevrolet, gang. Together, let's drive.
Yo, what's happening, sports bettors? It's your boy E to the T, and our listeners have been killing it in a year full of surprises. MyBookie is the one book that got your back. No fluff, no second guessing, just straight up action. Does other sports books pay out when you push on a bet? MyBookie pays you back. And if you're new to the game and not sure where to start, we've got you covered. Start up, use the promo code 1010XL, and that'll double your bankroll with a 100% deposit bonus right from jump. Here's a pro tip to get you rolling. The NFL teams with powerhouse offensive lines are dominating the run game this year, and betting game total unders has been printing money. So stack that on MyBookie Risk-Free Thursdays. That's right. There's a new risk-free odds boost every Thursday. To find the bet, click the Bet Boost tab and scroll down. If it hits, you win. If it doesn't, MyBookie refunds you your money. Sign up and get that double deposit bonus with MyBookie. That's the best sign-up bonus in Florida for Florida bettors. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
Make your difference now. Text the word GOAL to 44834.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin. It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
1010XL and the J Fund want to thank Chick-fil-A for taking care of today's J Fund volunteers with breakfast. We appreciate Chick-fil-A keeping the Community First Phone Hub volunteers and J Fund staff powered up as they take your calls in support of today's Radiothon.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA. Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days thanks to Loan Pronto's new Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Imagine a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan uses an AI-driven tech to get you approved for cash in as little as 1 day. One client got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their debt, launched a home improvement project, and is now saving over $1,000 a month. Instant approvals, low fixed rates, fast transfers. Get cash to consolidate all your debt and get a fresh start to the new year. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much you qualify for. Imagine this time next week, you can be credit card debt-free. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLS, consumeraccess.org.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, get here for Bound 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bound, frequently called upon for his expert opinion. Currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bound 9. Visit Bound 9 Associates today and experience the difference. They're keeping the First Coast focus. That's Bound 9 and Associates.
Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Andersen, energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Right now, buy one window or patio door and get one 40% off. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. The first 50 customers get a free True Screen upgrade, but this offer expires December 31st. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. The next to last college football playoff rankings were released on Tuesday. The Hurricanes fell 5 places to number 12 behind Alabama, but ahead of Mississippi and South Carolina. It appears the Crimson Tide are in line for an at-large berth should things hold to form. Florida State entered the fall with 3 wide receivers committed to its 2025 class. However, that didn't work out. Starting from square one, the Noles have flipped West Virginia commit Tariq Mallory to FSU. According to on.3.com, Florida's Eugene Wilson III, or Trey, is expected to be playing in Gainesville next season. The wide receiver missed most of this season due to injuries. Following hip surgery, he should be ready by next season's opener, according to head coach Billy Napier. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm Kurt Warner, and you're listening to the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Call 207-7070 right now with your gift.
Yes, call 904-207-7070. It's a Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon. A couple others. Shout out to Scott Lewis, $1,010. John Sanders, $1,210. Jimmy Collins, hey Jimmy, $2,000, man. God bless all of you.
I got Brian Johnson, $1,010. Our buddy Eric from Chick-fil-A every year, in addition to bringing us these delicious sandwiches. Yeah. That's $1,010. Also donating food for our volunteers here today. Doc Murphy with his donation this morning as well. We got the numbers in here. The grand total for the first hour, 7 to 8. It's a good start. We're going to need more. We're hoping to pass the 2 million mark overall.
We're hot.
We're off to a good start. Can we beat? I mean, we had a higher hour than this last year. Can we beat this hour next hour? If we can do that, we'll just, put the whole disease to bed. $60,799.
Yes.
Hour number 1.
Thank you.
Good luck to the rest of the 1010XL team here today. Y'all have fun. $60,000 out of the gate. 67, and that's look, that's not us. That's y'all. We have the benefit of coming at you hard first thing in the morning. Hopefully, we can help inspire you to just make your any little thing can help. One thing I've noticed, Dan, through the years, first year we did this 17 years ago, you know what we raised? JJ, you know what we raised? The whole day.
The whole day.
On the radio,
than $60,000.
On the radio station, the whole day. The first time we tried this, from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., we raised $17,000.
Wow.
Now, here we are 17 years later.
Yes.
And in the first hour of the Radiothon, $60,799.
Yeah, God bless all y'all.
And need much, much more. It's a great start.
Yeah.
We're not look, this isn't rest on your laurels time.
No.
This is all right. 8 o'clock hour. Go show them what you got.
Yeah.
Go beat them.
Yeah. 904-207-7070. Text GOAL, GOAL, to 44834. Keep them coming. We appreciate it. The college football poll came out. Again, I'm a Miami guy on this one. You're different. Who are you?
I
Who'd
mean,
you taken for the last spot? Alabama? Is that what you said?
I'm okay with. I get. If it were me personally, I think the best team that's there, the one that has done the most, the one that deserves it the most, doesn't get mentioned at all. I think it's Ole Miss. That's me. But again, I'm not arguing for any of them. I don't care. It's the 12th team. I don't like or dislike any of them. They all have their flaws. That's why we're arguing for them 12. There's no argument here that's way stronger than the other. This is a feel thing. Some people like the wins. Other people like to really break down how you got there.
Yeah.
And either one is fine. This doesn't matter to me. I'm not losing my sleep. I will say this is how I look at it. I don't think of the teams that I can put in, who do I think has the best chance to actually win the tournament? I don't think Miami has a chance to win it all. I think Alabama could. I don't think they would.
See, okay, but that's just one way to look at it. There are a million ways, and it's so funny. What I enjoy, and JJ, I'd like to hear your response because you're a Miami guy.
I like them to beat somebody.
I know
think Syracuse should be him.
Yeah, okay.
Just a joke.
I don't. My point is always to everybody is in this new format, because I mean, people are like, these guys are idiots. No, they're not. They're just picking who they think and whatever they base it on, and it just depends. Like some people think that the losses, who you lost to, is more important than who you beat. Some people think who you beat. Some people think it's a schedule. But ultimately, we can always say this to any fan of any team who doesn't make it: win your conference and you're in. You didn't do it, right?
Yeah, I think
the problem with that is that's such a different task for different teams who are put in the same. It'd be different if you were viewed differently. That's why you get viewed differently. That's why there is a bias towards this or the other, because winning the SEC and winning the ACC are complete different endeavors.
Well, that's the conference that you're in, so
for sure.
And I feel bad for the committee because they are, they have to go by these crappy rules that we decided, which is we have to give all the conference champions a bye or whatever, and then we also have to have the highest crappy conference team in, which is Boise or whoever it's going to be. So they're handcuffed by these stupid rules. It should have just been from the beginning. If we're having a 12-team playoff, the top 12, who you think is the best teams, get in. But we didn't, and now we have this. So do I think Miami deserves to get in over Bama? To me, that doesn't even really matter. I think they deserve to get in over Boise and Arizona State and, those type of schools.
Listen, I've heard people, blow Indiana so far out of the water, you would think they played in Division II. There are many that think that Indiana, it's an absolute abject.
I don't think they're one of the best 12, but I mean, if we're ranking them,
what
they
happens
have to be in the top 12.
Unfortunately, we're not going to find out until we actually find the playoff. We don't know how this is going to play out. We don't know if it matters that the so-and-so hadn't played anyone.
I will say this. I do love, I don't know why, I do love the first-round matchups when I have Tennessee at Ohio State or Alabama at Notre Dame.
Basically, it's going to make bowl games important.
I dig those on campus.
But have you seen the 5 seed and how
It's
much
a
of an
cakewalk.
advantage
Oh,
it is? That's a disgrace.
You almost, if you're the loser of the SEC championship game, has a good opportunity to get the 5 seed, and that's not nearly the end of the world.
So you would play like Arizona State, and then you would play the team on a bye, which is probably Boise.
But here's the mistake, and this is easily correctable. The mistake was ever slotting automatic top 4 seeds to anybody. You shouldn't just because you won a conference, it should get you in the 12. You're guaranteed in the 12, but you shouldn't be a guaranteed top 4 seed. Your resume ought to be matched against the other teams in college football, conference champions or not.
I don't even think that conference champions should be locked in.
This notion of winning a conference championship makes you better than someone else when you don't play in the same leagues. To me, it doesn't match.
Like if Clemson wins the ACC, they don't belong in the playoff.
That speaks to the point I'm just making. But the bottom line is this: to this standpoint, what the Jags do in the AFC South can't tell me how they stand up against the NFC. Those two different total separate situations, and that's what makes they've got to get some sort of unifier here. College football is the only ridiculous sport that talks about these silly things. We go to the NFL postseason, we're not going, but did you see the Steelers lost to the Browns? How could they be the 5 seed? Or we get to the playoffs tonight. Well, I don't understand. They're 82-80, but they get to go to the No, we just accept it.
Well, they all play each other.
So it's just
pretty much.
So we should just admit we should just admit we're professional sports then and just move on. Because we are.
How are they not?
Well, they are.
Right? You're paying coaches $10 million. You're paying players 7 figures to play. There's nothing college about college football.
Yeah. But interesting that it came out again, and we'll see what happens. And the other note that should be mentioned is there's a sense of there's an anger again out of Tallahassee.
What now?
And suddenly
now what are they mad about?
Suddenly the ACC is coming out with statement after statement
for Miami
about Miami and how they got screwed. And last year, not a peep from the offices when FSU at 13-0 couldn't get in. Not a peep.
Also, to me,
just ain't right.
Another funny thing to make fun of Florida State about is the fact that they used SMU in their lawsuit to be like,
that was
hey, they're bringing down how great our conference is by bringing these random schools in. Meanwhile, they're about to win the league.
They're about to win the league, and you're finishing 17th.
We should also say something right now. College ball's done a great job of deflecting these arguments, which are a lot stronger when it's FSU last year. We've dumbed the argument down to the majority of people. Okay, whatever. You guys have your slap fight. We don't care. We're talking about the 12th spot. If we right now were talking about, okay, it's going to be Oregon again. Should it be the Penn State Indiana winner? I mean, are we just going to automatically give it to the Texas Georgia winner? That would have been your national champion 15 years ago. And now 10 years ago, right now, we'd be talking about those three are set. There'd be no chance for Boise or Arizona State or those. Who would be the fourth team right now? Where will we be arguing now?
Ohio State or Indiana,
right?
Or
somebody, right? And so all we're doing is pushing the argument down to a lower impact zone, so that really, if you're not Bama fan or Miami fan, I don't really care what you think.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter because look, Dan and I couldn't be more different in how we do it. You just reached the point with that, and that's okay.
Yeah,
I would do it this way. Dan would do it that way. Guess what? That's what committees do.
Right.
That's why you get what seem like, mixed messages sometimes.
Now, here's the biggest question for me going into this weekend is, let's say SMU does lose to Clemson.
Right, right.
They're only favored by 2.5 points.
Right.
How they have them at 8 right now.
Yeah.
Will they drop a team for losing their conference title behind Alabama?
Great question.
And to me, that would be nasty, man.
Well, we would like
if
that,
they
though.
did
I
that.
want to see what they have to do.
I think that would be really bad for the game. It would set a really bad precedent.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to have a team not playing in their conference title game.
That's fair, bro.
And we're going to hurt the team that loses theirs with only one win. I could see it if they had 2 losses. If SMU was going into the game with 2 losses, maybe they get embarrassed by Clemson. But to have only 1 loss and then maybe lose to Clemson, they would have to lose by like 60 for me to feel like they should get kicked out.
And again, I love these arguments too. Like in South Carolina, and I get it, man. You defend your team. It's cool. I have no problem with any of these guys. I had no problem with FSU. I didn't agree with FSU last year. Jeff did. I'm cool with defending your team. That's what you do. But when you say it definitively, like, I'll just leave this here. Team with 0 current ranked wins. Penn State, Indiana, Boise, SMU,
Argument
Clemson,
over.
Miami. South Carolina has 3 ranked wins. Yeah, but South Carolina beat ODU by 4. They lost to Ole Miss by 24. I mean, it's just so you can go back. You can play this game all day.
To be honest with you, I don't know why Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Of Alabama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina, undoubtedly, Ole Miss has the best resume of those 3.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you.
Because they're not Alabama.
No, because it would have been Ole Miss against Miami. And in that case, you have to put Miami because they whooped Florida in the swamp. Ole Miss lost. So they couldn't have done that. So to put an extra SEC team in, it had to be Bama.
That's a perfect example of why it's impossible to use opinion to do this, because we can all agree the Florida that Miami beat and the Florida that beat Ole Miss are not the same team. That's inarguable.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't think Florida beats Miami.
I'm not
now.
saying that. What I'm saying is the Ole Miss team that Florida played and the one that Miami beat are light years apart.
Okay.
Right? I mean, that Florida team, the coach was going to get fired the next week.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, says you, but I mean, how do you?
Says he. It was
no, I'm just saying, like, yeah, okay, the team is different, but so what? The game that Miami played doesn't count, and the game that Ole Miss did? Like, what do you?
Well, in the terms of agreement, if you're going to say Miami would beat Florida again, I'll say, oh, yeah? Come on, let's play then, because I disagree. I think Florida would beat Miami. So there you go. We're talking about opinions.
Okay, but
here.
I'm talking about games that actually happened on the field, and Miami beat them, and Ole Miss lost.
Stop for a second. You're doing that when it suits your argument.
I'm not. Dude, I'm just literally stating this is what happened. Another
Can you
team.
make him stop, Dan? He's got to be quiet at some point so I can speak.
Fine, go.
This is what happens.
No, I will tell you exactly what I'm talking about. You used the exact same opposite today when we talked about Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt. The fact that Vandy beat Virginia Tech and Virginia Tech walloped Georgia Tech did not matter to you. So now
Georgia Tech didn't have a quarterback.
Now the fact that neither did Florida.
Oh my God! What are you talking? They didn't have Warner out there.
You're putting.
And I'm talking about two teams that actually played each other.
You want me to go through the schedules right now?
No, we got to take a break.
There is no other common opponent with Ole Miss.
We got to take a break right now. It's a Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon. Be there for families tackling childhood cancer. That's where you get this entertainment here today. 904-207-7070. That's 207-7070. Or text goal to 44834. We're doing it all day. We had a great first hour. We got to keep it going, gang. So right now, if you're getting in your car and you're listening to this fun, donate.
No more college football talk. It's annoying the stew out of me. It's a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday on the drill.
Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge match.
Florida Backyard will match up to $6,000 before the end of this hour. Florida Backyard sells outdoor furniture and accessories and has the largest selection of outdoor furniture in Northeast Florida with a wide variety of products at an incredible value. Now is the only time of year for their no-holds-barred store-wide sale. Even their best sellers are discounted. Sale ends Saturday. So if you give now, Florida Backyard will double your impact on local childhood cancer families up to $6,000. Call 207-7070 now.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Hey, when it comes to insurance, I think we all think kind of the same. We pay lots of money monthly, so we start adding up those premiums. And if something happens, we need you to act quickly. And that's what Craig and Chris Kaprowski do with Goosehead Insurance. They take care of you quickly. You call them. Something's happened. You get your answers by the end of the day. All right. If they don't answer, they call you right back. It's all customer service. Sometimes that gets lost in this day and age, but not with the Kaprowski. So if it's homeowners, auto, flood, boat, small business, and how do I know this stuff? Because the Kaprowskis, I deal with them. I deal with them on a regular level. My wife just got our homeowners insurance lowered, actually, through the Kaprowskis. So, and that doesn't always happen, but I love to pay for great service. And you should get an insurance checkup as well. Craig.Kaprowski at goosehead.com. Craig.Kaprowski at goosehead.com. Koproski, or call 478-8422. That's 478-8422.
If you're feeling undervalued where you bank or lost in the shuffle, it might be time for a change. Community First Credit Union makes changing easy and worth it. We've been helping the people of North Florida live their best lives for over 9 decades, and we're here to help you too. If you open a Community First checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus, and you don't have to refer anyone to get it. Visit communityfirstfl.org for details. Member NCUA. Bonus requires deposits totaling $1,000 or more and 10 debit transactions within the first 90 days of account opening.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. In celebration of Awaken 180's 10th anniversary, Dave B., one of Awaken 180's very first clients, has a message to anyone looking for a long-term solution for weight loss.
When I kept the weight off the first year, when I kept the weight off the second year, when I kept the weight off the third year, when I was able to kind of just continue to sustain, and again, it was because I had the support. I know the support made the difference. All the different people I've talked to over the years, they've all been really very supportive. That was one of the differentiators where they were going to provide support to me for life. So it was the complete package. Paige, I want to say thank you for developing Awaken 180. It is an incredible program. It has changed my life. and I couldn't be happier. Thank you very much.
To piggyback on Dave's message, I also want to thank Paige and send my congratulations on Awaken 180's 10th anniversary. 10 years, over 23,000 clients, all of which receive free support for life. Find your solution at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Fellas, what's good? It's your boy E to the T, and I'm going to keep it real with you. We could all benefit from a little something extra in the bedroom, and Blue Chew can help with that. What is Blue Chew, you ask? It's a chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and Staxin, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. It's all online. Not even your nosy neighbors will know. No doctor's visits, no trips to the pharmacy. And their licensed medical providers work with you to provide the right ingredients and strengths for your prescription. And remember, it's chewable. It's just like popping a Mentos. Now you're asking, how do I get Blue Chew? And I'm going to hook you up with that for the free ski. Just pay $5 shipping. Visit BlueChew.com and enter my promo code 1010XL and turn that oh no into a oh yeah. That's promo code 1010XL and let your boy hook you up with some Blue Chew for free. That way, you can get your confidence back. Visit BlueChew.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. Here in North Florida, you know that when temperatures go up and your AC goes out, you need help now. Like right now. Like lickety-split. So why not call Lickety Split and get same-day emergency service for your AC? Now, I bet you've seen their trucks all over town because they've got dozens of certified technicians ready to repair not only your AC, but your home's plumbing and electrical too. So when you want it done right and you need it done right now, call Lickety Split, AC, plumbing, and electric.
I've known Glenn Cohen for a long time as a friend and a lawyer. Persistent and fair, Glenn and his firm have represented clients from North Florida and South Georgia for over 40 years in all kinds of personal injury cases. If I had such a case, call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen, and Sullivan.
To give to Tom Coughlin's J Fund, text the word GOAL to 44834 now.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks, and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Ron McCann in Orange Park at 269-1313.
1010XL and the J Fund want to thank Chick-fil-A for taking care of today's J Fund volunteers with breakfast. We appreciate Chick-fil-A keeping the Community First Phone Hub volunteers and J Fund staff powered up as they take your calls in support of today's Radiothon.
Hey, it's Mike Dempsey, and you know how I feel about Pella Windows and Doors. Great design, strongest warranties, and the highest quality products. I even chose Pella Windows for my own home. And whether you're a homeowner replacing windows or building a new home or a trade professional working with clients, I know the design experts at Pella will help your project run smoothly and look great. Visit PellaJacks.com or the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm Mark Brunell, and I have seen the impact the J Fund has made on families tackling childhood cancer. Give now and be there for the Tom Coughlin J Fund.
Call 207-7070.
Thank you for your support.
Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by
Advanced Business Solutions.
your local authorized Xerox dealer on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah! All right, we got sports concepts and rationalizations. We call it the 10-minute drills. We welcome you back to the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon. Boy, we want you to be there for families tackling childhood cancer. Florida Backyard, we want to thank them. They're matching right now up to 9 o'clock. So please give now to double the impact on local childhood cancer families. All you got to do is call 904-207-7070 right now. And thank you to Florida Backyard for all that they do and the matches that they bring. That's 904-207-7070. Text call to 44834, 44834. We're out here to do some financial damage is what we're out here to do. We're trying to help families with kids with cancer. There's no greater calling. And if you can dig deep right now, man, it'll kick Christmas off in a great way. It'll make Christmas better for a lot of families who are our friends, our family, our neighbors. All these people right here on the First Coast. The money stays right here in the Jacksonville area. And again, one of the great things about the J Fund, and I've been doing this for a long time, Pros, I've never heard an ill word. Never heard an ill word about the J Fund and all the things that they do. Yeah.
Florida Backyard will be matching up to 6,000 before 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they will.
So we're going to keep on matching and
keep on asking. We're going to keep on asking all day. I'm twisting your arm right now. Twisting.
It feels good to be on the winning show.
Thank you.
Because for years I've always been on like the second or third place, but
I appreciate that.
It's good to finally win.
It's good to have you. Yeah. It's good to have you, and your name will be etched in greatness.
Thank you.
When this comes to a
That's right. You will always have this.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
You'll always have December 5th or whatever today is. What is today? The 4th. You'll always have December 4th.
Well, it's National Signing Day as well.
Yeah, it is. What do we got? I think the Mandarin kids, sign at 9:30, I think I saw. Does that sound right? So Jamie French is a name that perhaps if you're a Florida fan, you're looking after. Solomon Thomas and Reigns, I believe, is a 5 o'clock deal.
Well, there's a big one that's coming up at 9. It's Dallas Wilson. He's we all say big. We never.
Is that Oregon?
Yeah, he's going to go to Oregon. He's a receiver, but he's been crystal ball to Florida. So
really, this morning they're changing that, huh?
So we'll see if that.
And if he gets a couple of these 5 stars, then Florida could very well have a top 5 recruiting here, which seems just implausible based on where they were. We've kind of buried the lead today. I mean, we've had some knockdown, drag out battles here personally through the years. Most of them involved the Mets and the Braves. You know, we have some common teams, and every once in a while, some of our other sidebars. I mean, I always enjoy when the Flames beat the Rangers, but. I mean, never have the stakes been as high as they are now.
Hasn't been for a while
in the NBA,
but it's coming. You got to come up to the Garden next week and play in the Cup quarters.
That's too bad.
What about that, JJ?
That's right. Hawks Knicks are going to be battling in the NBA
Cup. What color court are we talking?
I don't know what we do. I hope it's one of those pretty black and gold ones with a trophy in the middle, because that's the only trophy the Hawks will have a chance at all year. So we're going to go hard for that NBA Cup here. Trae Young coming to Madison Square Garden, see what we can't do when we play that guy. I think it's next week, that game. So that'll be exciting. And, you know, I got to be honest, it's an untold story in the NBA this year, the fact that the Hawks have emerged from a group that included the Celtics and the Cavs. How do we win that group, JJ?
I haven't really figured out the groups yet.
It's really easy. You got 5 teams. The best team advances on.
Yeah, but who do they put in the groups is what he said.
Oh, yeah, I think that's a draw. I think that's literally a draw.
Okay.
But they all looked about the same. To be honest with you, they all had 2 or 3
and
good teams.
And it is by your conference, I believe.
Yes.
I don't even know. And I watch the NBA every single night.
It is by conference. That's correct, yeah. Mm-hmm. Each conference gets the 3 group winners and the 1 wild card. So
well,
Orlando was a wild card.
We were in an all or nothing game last night with the Magic. In other words, despite being undefeated in the Cup, had we lost, we would have been eliminated.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, we did the NBA a favor because we beat the hell so much out of the Magic. But when we had a 37-point lead, we took the foot off the gas. Let them
Somebody
come
else
back.
would have got in, right?
Yeah, the Celtics. We don't need them in it.
No, we don't know what them.
Oh, so the Celtics were knocked out because the Magic...
Because of the point differential in the Magic-Knicks game, yes.
This is like a Rob Manfred.
All I know is the Atlanta
the golden
Hawks.
rule at bat.
This is the golden at bat.
I mean, the two best teams in the East by a mile are the Celtics and the Cavs.
And they're not in.
The fact that the Hawks won that group, beat both of them in any window of time is amazing. Gators play basketball tonight. It's Virginia. I hear people getting way over their skis here on Gator basketball.
Yeah.
From this standpoint, it's encouraging. They're every bit as good as they were last year. I'd be completely comfortable saying they're going to be a tournament team.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just settle down on the most physical team in the league, and could be Final Four. And the net ranking is 7. They've not played anyone. We got to play some teams, man. And Virginia does not qualify. If you're a good top 15 team, you are going to beat these quote name teams that Florida's beating. But they still haven't played. Even North Carolina next week, Dan. You know what North Carolina's record is?
What?
They're 4-3. Florida needs to play to get a real gauge. Florida needs to play another top 10 team.
Mm-hmm.
And until now, that's not in any way dismissing how good they could be. If they hit shots, they'll beat everybody. If Florida hits shots, they'll win every game they hit shots. But they just won't hit shots every game.
Looks like Aziz Al-Shair's appeal is today. It will not be in person. He doesn't have to fly to New York. It's a remote hearing. So
Good, because I heard he's at a United Way event.
Yeah.
Yes, he's giving back.
Houston answered real quick yesterday, scheduled him a United Way visit because, trying to tell us that our guy gets up every morning just looking to serve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Prison time, maybe, not in the community. All right, let's take a timeout and come back and talk J Fund, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we can do
Is
that.
that next?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yes.
Okay. I also want to encourage everyone. We got to keep those donations rolling in. I overstepped our boundaries. I told you we raised more than we did. So now we're in a hole. We need you to help out. Yeah, call the Community First Hope Hub this morning. And that includes Florida Backyard matching donations before 9 o'clock. Call 904-207-77. You can also text GOAL to 44834. All this up and rolling on a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday. The Beach Roast, by the way, I expect that call to be coming in. They've donated in the past and will again. So many of our corporate sponsors and clients and partners here step up big to the plate for Tom Coughlin and the J Fund as well. So we're about halfway home with our part of the process this morning. We'll continue when we return next on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge match.
Florida Backyard will match up to $6,000 before the end of this hour. Florida Backyard sells outdoor furniture and accessories and has the largest selection of outdoor furniture in Northeast Florida with a wide variety of products at an incredible value. Now is the only time of year for their no-holds-barred store-wide sale. Even their best sellers are discounted. Sale ends Saturday. So if you give now, Florida Backyard will double your impact on local childhood cancer families up to $6,000. Call 207-7070 now.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
You can hear from my friends at Lockhart Construction. You know Lockhart Construction. We all do. Many of you have used them. It's a long-time Jacksonville business. Shane's dad started the company. These guys are from here, taking care of people who live here. People like us, we've used them for numerous times, right? We've used them for bathrooms. We've used them for construction things. They did the siding on my son's house. Friends and family have used them. Their family gives your family a better living experience because they're fast, they're friendly, they're affordable, and they're clean. And they do a terrific job. You unlock better living with Lockhart Construction. So if you have a construction need or remodel idea, no job too big, no job too small, give Shane Lockhart a call. 994-3865. Shane Lockhart and Lockhart Construction. 994-3865.
The inflation fighter is back and saving you thousands at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here, and right now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned, just $500 down and $288 per month gets you a pre-owned 2021 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $500 down and $388 per month. You also get no payments till January 2025. It's all at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Ready to sharpen your aim or find the perfect firearm? Come to St. Nicholas Guns and Rage. With a huge selection of guns, ammo, and accessories, plus Jacksonville's best indoor range for every skill level. They've got everything you need to hit your target. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, their friendly experts will guide you every step of the way at 4630 Blanding Boulevard or online at stnickguns.com. St. Nicholas Gun and Range, gear up, shoot a lot, shoot better.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beechurst here, second generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beechurst Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do and plumbing is what we're great at. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. Since 1928, people have admired diamond solitaire necklaces and ear studs that we've hand-selected and put together because of the way they dance and sparkle on a lady's neck or ear. And now, through Christmas, Underwoods is putting all of our diamond solitaire necklaces and ear studs on sale at 15% below our everyday price. We also take trade-ins on these pieces of jewelry, so if you're thinking about growing a diamond solitaire necklace or a pair of diamond studs up to a larger size, this is the ideal time to come see us. To give an example, we normally sell our 1-carat total weight diamond stud earrings for $2,600, but right now they're on sale for $2,210. Our diamond solitaire necklaces are priced the same way, with sizes from 1/5 carat total weight up to 7 carats total weight. So if you need a gift that says forever, make it an Underwood diamond solitaire necklace or a pair of diamond stud earrings.
Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
It's easy to be there for J Fund families. Text GOLD to 44834 now.
Looking for an affordable and fast oil change? Well, Big Chief Tire has you covered. Frank Frangie here. Right now, take $10 off your next oil change at any of their 5 convenient locations. Their skilled technicians will keep your car running smoothly so you can hit the road with confidence. Whether it's routine maintenance or a more extensive service, Big Chief Tire is here to help. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and take advantage of this great deal. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about being a peacemaker. Friends, so often we can only want to help people who are in our inner circle. But God never had inner circles. The world was his inner circle, and he's depending on us to make a difference and to leave our mark in this life. So go out today receiving his peace and then sharing it with the world.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Aren't you just happy when you can handle all your needs in one location? Well, introducing Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Whether it's home, life, business, or auto, Mandy covers it all. In fact, bundling policy is a great way to add extra savings. Mandy and her crew can do that. Allstate is offering lower auto insurance rates this year. Mandy can do that. You need to give Mandy Bowers a call in her Mandarin office, because when it comes to getting it all done under one roof, Mandy can do that.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jag linebacker Foye Aluakon, despite the noise, isn't looking to scapegoat the head coach.
This is a pretty good locker room in terms of focusing on the next play. Nobody's pointing fingers. Everybody's kind of being professional about it.
Jag offensive lineman Cam Little is feeling good about his contract extension.
Super excited about it. I love Jacksonville. I love this team. I love the group of guys. I love the city. So I was really glad we were able to work something out, and I'm going to be able to be here for a few more years.
Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shazer got a 3-game suspension without pay for the late hit he put on Jaguar quarterback Trevor Lawrence during Sunday's game. That's your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update. I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
You're listening to the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon to benefit local children with cancer. 1010XL 92.5 FM. You can help us be there for these wonderful kids and their families. Please call now.
Call 207-7070.
Thank you for your support.
Listen, this is an official call to pick up the pace here in the 8 o'clock. I don't know what you 8 o'clockers are doing, man. What's y'all get up and do? Y'all don't drink coffee? 7 o'clock came out and Wallop just set a number, and y'all decided you're going to play the green teas. What are you doing?
Yeah.
904-207-7070. Let's go. Community First, Hope Hub, at least 115. I mean, I got 1,010, 1,010, 1,010, 1,010. I need some more. Let's go. Text goal to 44834 as we raise money today for children and their families fighting cancer. More than a worthy cause. And another example now sitting to humble and sit right in front of us.
Yeah, we have a very special guest in here. Her name is Sandra Waymer. Sandra, how you doing?
I'm good.
It's good to thank you for coming in. Sandra has a daughter, Kennedy, softball star from Paxton High School. Just 18 years old now, off to college to play softball as she recovers, though, from, I want to say this right, osteosarcoma. Is that the diagnosis?
Yes, sir.
When did this happen? Give us a little background on Kennedy and how you guys found this out.
Okay, so she was playing basketball. Just came off a basketball schedule, and she was having some pain in her left arms. So she continued to play softball. Midway through the season, almost through the end of the season, she continued to have that pain. So took her to the doctor, and they advised her MRI. We did that, and after several tests, they came back with wanting to do a biopsy. They did that, and they came back with a diagnosis. So it was on around April 26th. So she actually went and signed her agreement to play softball, and then we came back at the end of the day and went to the doctor and found that out.
Oh, wow.
So it was like it was a big shock, very big shock. It was just like the world stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
nothing you would ever expect.
Couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's about to graduate high school.
So healthy, athlete.
Yeah, she's very athletic, and she's that type of student athlete that she pushes through everything. She excelled in her grades, 4.6 student. And normally when she gets hurt, she'll push through, and if it gets too rough, there's a lot of we do a lot of home remedies, over the counter stuff. Then we take her to the doctor. They say, "Oh, I'm thinking they're gonna tell me, she just needs to lay off for about 6 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that." But it was worse. Something I could have never imagined. I just didn't think they would tell me that.
Yeah.
The emotional toll, it probably never gets completely paid, but so much else that has to happen when you're dealing with this, that J Fund can step in and allow you at least some freedom within your mind, right? So in which ways do you think that the J Fund impacted you most? I know for different families it could be different ways.
Well, one of the main things they did was they came in offering support just in so many different ways. Like they would come by the hospital and, do special visits. They would bring special guests. She's been visited by, basketball teams at colleges. She's been visited. The Dairy Queen person came by, and, they would just always drop in and do different things for the kids. There's like a pantry in the break room where they fill it with all kinds of snacks. So when her teammates and friends come by, they all go in there and they just raid the little pantry and they just hang out, while she's having her chemotherapy done. they just do so many nice things. Far as monetary wise, there was a lot of back and forth to the hospital. There's a lot of hospital stays. All of her chemotherapy has been in hospital. She has been hospitalized for 4 to 5 days. So, they step in, they come by and they bring meals to the hospital. A lot of them are hot meals. They bring gift cards. They give like gas cards, grocery cards, One in particular way they helped out a lot was when Kennedy turned 18, we bought her a Jeep Wrangler for Christmas. So I had planned to work during the summer to help offset the cost.
Yes.
So, with this chemotherapy, I couldn't work and not be there with her.
Right.
Because she was in the hospital every week. We might have spent 2 weeks off from the hospital the whole summer.
Mm-hmm.
So that helped out a lot where, they paid some Jeep payments. They help, they step in and pay bills.
That's awesome.
Give gas cards. And right now, we have to my husband, her dad, takes her to school twice a week in person because she wanted to continue and go to school.
Right.
They asked her, "Do you want to take the semester off?" She said, "No, I want to go to school." And so we moved in her dorm. And she goes to school 2 days face to face, and the other 2 days she does like online. And she moved her chemotherapy to Thursdays so that she won't be so she wouldn't miss class.
Yes.
So this kid has not missed class yet.
Oh man, God bless her.
And taking chemotherapy every other week.
Easy. Ain't easy.
Yeah. Listen, if you are being impacted and touched by Sandra's story today about her 18-year-old daughter, Kennedy, there are various ways you can give. tcjfund.org/radiothon. But what we're doing, easiest today, the Community First Hope Hub is open at 904-207-7070. And we need a flurry of donations here before the 9 o'clock hour ends. You can also text GOAL, that's GOAL, to 44834.
You got to experience another kind of cool moment, right, with the jumbo shrimp?
Yes.
And tell us about that with Kennedy.
That was amazing. That's another great thing about the J Fund.
Yeah.
They always figure out a way to just make it so much fun for the cancer patient.
Right.
So she was asked to throw out the first pitch. And she said, "I don't know how I'm going to do it because I'm going to have to throw it my right hand. I'm not, I'm a lefty."
Oh, okay.
But she went out there and she did it. She threw it, and the guy was able to catch it. But it was just such a great experience. Her college softball team, they came
down for it?
Yes, her coach.
That's awesome.
Had brought a whole bus full of people that came. It was great. Coach Minnick is great down there. Some of her high school classmates were there. And it was just a great experience. It really was.
She sounds like
the whole family.
She sounds like a terrific young lady in that she's not letting this deter her whatsoever. She's full steam ahead, taking college classes and hoping and praying and planning on playing soon as she can.
She really wants to get out there this spring, and we're hoping and praying, even if it's half a season, she'll get out there. And days when she's at school, she goes to their practices and stuff. She really wants to be a part of the team. She wants to continue. She doesn't want this to stop her in any way.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't sound like it is. You must be very proud. I mean, it's got to be. And I know you told me you have another son who plays baseball. So, you know, as a parent, you want to make sure you're devoted. You drop everything like you were saying to help Kennedy out. But then you have your 13-year-old son, and you want to make sure he's taken care of as well.
And it's stressful trying to make sure he doesn't miss special moments.
Right.
He's, what about Tyler? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tyler's 13. He's in 8th grade. That's another great thing about the J Fund. They have a lot of wraparound care.
Yes.
They have a lot of camps and different things for the siblings that they pay for. Now, Tyler hasn't gotten a chance to experience it yet because we've just been strapped, been at the hospital, trying to get a lot of the chemotherapy and stuff done. But I anticipate that he will get a chance to do some of that. But some of the wraparound care that I really like is they pay for so many sessions of therapy, family counseling. So they pay for therapy for him, for Kennedy, for me and my husband. So it's group therapy and it's also individual as well.
Very good. Well, listen, and Sandra's just like us. She's one of us, right? She's one of us here in Jacksonville. Daughter goes to Paxton. Tyler's going to go play baseball at Paxton and be a star and a first-round draft pick when he's a senior. So congratulations on that. Tell him to keep working hard. But, it's just friends, family, neighbors, and that's who we're taking care of with these donations. So we're going to continue to harp on you guys and Googans out there
Got to get
give.
bustling here. We got what, 10 minutes left in the 9 o'clock hour. We're below 10,000.
Yeah.
Below 10,000 for this hour.
We need a number.
So how about a flurry here at the end of the hour, and let's continue blessing families that need it at this crucial time of year, especially.
Yeah, whatever you can give. It doesn't, if you can't, $50 is fine. 115 is what we're asking. Whatever you can dig in, please give it. Sandra, God bless you. Thank you so much for coming in and telling your story.
You bet.
Anytime, you're welcome. And tell your daughter, come see us and tear it up on that softball field.
I will. Thank you so much.
All right, this is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's a Petros Plumbing Wednesday on 1010XL.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Have you heard? Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are aiming to sell 1,000 vehicles this December. How? I've told my team to take all reasonable offers. We won't lose your business over price. With thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs on the ground, all priced to sell, we guarantee the most money for your trade and the easiest car buying experience ever. I promise we ain't leaving nothing on the table. This is the absolute last weekend. Visit Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're here to wow you.
Hey, y'all. Melissa Scobie here. And you know my husband, Josh, could really kick that ball. But when it comes to working around the house, well, not so much. So when I need irrigation, drainage, or seamless gutters, I rely on John Haney's crews at Clearwater. Hit it, guys.
Clearwater Irrigation.
And drainage, too.
ClearwaterJacks.com.
Hey, make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Bowling Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, listen up. The ball's in the red zone to get screened. Men and women, the key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. And 45 is our new 50. So get screened for colon cancer now. The Bowling Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization, and they are devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BowlingGrooverFoundation.com for more information.
1010XL and the J Fund want to thank Chick-fil-A for taking care of today's J Fund volunteers with breakfast. We appreciate Chick-fil-A keeping the Community First Phone Hub volunteers and J Fund staff powered up as they take your calls in support of today's Radiothon.
Now is a great time to be there for J Fund families. Text the word GOAL to 44834.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 47th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget, and with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, open 7 days a week in December.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. It's never fun to have a septic issue on Christmas Day. So go ahead and call Duck Duck Rooter and have your septic tank pumped out today.
904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and I just want to give a huge thank you and congratulations to Awaken 180 Weight Loss on their 10-year anniversary. Paige and her team have changed lives, mine included, with a solution that lasts. I'm glad I found Awaken 180, and I'm confident you will be too.
Yo, what's happening, sports bettors? It's your boy E to the T, and our listeners have been killing it in a year full of surprises. My bookie is the one book that got your back. No fluff, no second guessing, just straight up action. Does other sports books pay out when you push on a bet? MyBookie pays you back. And if you're new to the game and not sure where to start, we've got you covered. Start up, use the promo code 1010XL, and that'll double your bankroll with a 100% deposit bonus right from jump. Here's a pro tip to get you rolling. The NFL teams with powerhouse offensive lines are dominating the run game this year. And betting game total unders has been printing money. So stack that on MyBookie Risk-Free Thursdays. That's right. There's a new risk-free odds boost every Thursday. To find the bet, click the Bet Boost tab and scroll down. If it hits, you win. If it doesn't, MyBookie refunds you your money. Sign up and get that double deposit bonus with MyBookie. That's the best sign-up bonus in Florida for Florida bettors. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
American Electrical is looking for bright minds and hard workers to help light up North Florida. The community continues to grow, and now you can grow your career with a company that will make sure you succeed through commitment. Take advantage of the Electrical Academy, dedicated to training select students. And the best news? It's free of charge. Log on to american-electrical.com to find out more. They're leading the way in electrical contractors on the First Coast, and you can be part of the team. American Electrical, powered by professionalism. Equal opportunity employer.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Bank in the 2024 Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards, and it's easy to see why. I go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the New Durban location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I just cannot say enough good things about my friends at Pella Windows and Doors. They have the highest quality products, the strongest limited warranties in the industry, and they just flat out look amazing. But don't just take my word for it. Consumer Reports still has Pella rated #1 in all 3 major window categories, so why not go with the best? Call them today or visit the Pella showroom and be sure to ask about the latest hurricane and impact-resistant windows. That's Pella Windows and Doors on Phillips Highway, and tell them Mike sent you.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by First Coast YMCA. Florida men's basketball welcomes Virginia this evening for the SEC-ACC Challenge, looking to extend its season-opening win streak. Hear the game live on 1010XL AM, starting with the pregame at 6:30. Florida Gator sophomore defensive lineman Kelby Collins on Tuesday announced his plans to enter the transfer portal. He leaves Florida with 2 years of eligibility remaining. Collins has not played in a game since the Gators' win over Kentucky on October 19th. Our in-state pro team saw the Jacksonville Icemen face off against the Orlando Solar Bears on Tuesday night to get the win in Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. In the NBA, the Orlando Magic got the L on the road to the New York Knicks. And in the NHL, the Florida Panthers traveled to Pittsburgh and lost to the Penguins. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Hi there, I'm Steve Spurrier, and you're listening to the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon on 10XL 92.5 FM.
Call 207-7070 right now with your gift.
All right, welcome back. Good finish to the hour. We got to rock and roll from 9 to 10 though. We got to really crank it up, boys.
We're in trouble here as a team. Y'all know us. We take great pride in and competitiveness in winning for kids, right? And so that's what we're doing here as best we can. And I hope we can encourage you in this last hour that if you can give, and you can, we unfortunately we know all about the audience demo here at 1010.
Yes.
We know what y'all are doing out there and what you're capable of, and those that can do, and we expect you to. So 904-207-7070, that's Community First Hope Hub. You can also text GOAL to 44834. We appreciate everyone that contributed from 8 to 9, but it's a number that we're just, we're not going to scream about.
Shout out to the McGrady family, $1,010. Appreciate that
yes,
very
and we
much.
do appreciate all. I don't mean to. We did. Listen, we asked y'all. We were sitting under 10 to give us a burst, and we got $5,000 in the last 5-10 minutes. So we almost 15,000 in hour number 2, which will bring our total up to about 78, almost 80,000. I'd really like to get like 75,000 this hour.
Okay.
Right? I mean, that's possible. We got 50 throw. Last year, our best hour was 62,000, and it was this hour. So we can somehow get $75,000 this hour. Then that's going to put us well ahead, well on our way to reaching our goals. We would be up over, $150,000.
Yeah. So let's crank it up. That's a 904-207-7070.
Do it with
and
us.
again, anyone, don't feel like, you don't have to give. If you don't have $1,000, give 115.
That's correct.
I mean, everybody
For
can
sure.
give $100.
115 is the recommended
number. And we appreciate Florida Backyard. They sponsored Match the Donations in the 9 o'clock hour. So away we go. We continue. National Signing Day is rocking and rolling right now. Everybody is off to the races. It's early. Did you say Jamie French did sign with Texas?
Mandarin's guys have signed. French went to Texas. Stubbs did, or Tramel Jones did sign with Florida. I didn't see Stubbs, so I would imagine he would follow suit there.
Yeah, and the Gators are hoping to flip a 5-star receiver, Dallas Wilson, and from Oregon. We'll see if that happens. But signing day is off and running. I'm not sure what time Solly is signing, Solomon Thomas.
I had seen, again, by the recruiting analyst that Mandarin was going to be at 9:30, and obviously it was earlier than that. So, or maybe they sign, send it in, and then have a ceremony.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, too. Their ceremony may say one time, but, at Mandarin, the kids showed up, signed, and sent it in, I guess.
Okay.
So the official ceremony with Solomon and Reigns is at 5, I believe I saw.
Okay. So we'll see how it goes. Our official total through 2 hours is over 81,000. The good news is we are ahead of last year's pace. The bad news is last year from 9 to 10, we had a record hour that if we were going to have to match. So away we go, just so you know.
Okay, this is your boy. I'll give you this one.
Oh, okay.
Here is from our friends at the old school kingfishing tournament, and Paul Dozier, 1,010 this morning. So we appreciate that. I spent some time with Paul this week. Will and Melissa Kurtz, $1,010. I like what you're doing here with this 10-10.
Yeah.
As we move forward, that's a good. If that's a number that you can, and quite frankly, things have gotten so expensive that donation doesn't hit you as much as it used to.
And from one foundation to another, special shout out to our friend Forrest Bailey and the Bailey family of the Tristan Bailey Foundation and Matthew Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. They've donated $1,000 as well. So much appreciated from them as well going forward. So thank you, Maddie, and thank you, Forrest, and thank you, Bailey Foundation.
I have enjoyed this respite from Jag Talk today.
Yeah, a little bit.
I've enjoyed not banging on the GM or a coach that wouldn't stand up for his team or anything alpha, to be honest with you. This total beta reaction that we've had to this entire thing is just completely emasculated us as a franchise.
Well, it's been a disappointing year. Obviously, the most disappointing in franchise history. This could be a big day today because now for one, I'm thinking Trevor probably doesn't go to Nashville. But we'll find out. Will there be an announcement today about his availability going forward?
I do have this from someone that has talked to Trevor. That the reports of I feel great, things are going right are true. Like he feels remarkably good.
Well, good.
So I don't know what that means as far as protocol. This isn't a concussion protocol, and this is
got to pass that baseline.
That's
test
right. But from the standpoint, he's not like headaches, and he feels good. That's what he's saying, to the point that I've heard that he would have lobbied to return to the game Sunday. Like he didn't go back and go into cobwebs and, which is, I guess, and again, who's to know how brains react to different things?
Yeah.
And that's another one that we got 2 or 3 arguments that are going right now, or disagreements in sports that go on, and that would be another one. There are those that say hurt, not hurt, anything, don't play anymore this year.
So are you a don't play anymore this year,
I'm a
Dan?
play.
No, I know you are.
Uh-huh. Oh, I think I'm not against him playing.
Okay, good.
I'd be okay with Trevor playing if he's cleared and healthy. And I mean, look, I got to be honest with you. I don't have a lot of excitement watching the Jags at all. And if Trevor doesn't play, it gets worse.
Yeah, that's fair. I
want to see my guy play. I'm a season ticket holder too.
Dan, I'll share this part as well. there are influences around Trevor that want him to have the surgery. He does not want to have it until the season. He wants to play. I mean, that's the bottom line with Trevor Lawrence. He wants to play more than the prudency and those around him would suggest, whether that's family, Jags themselves, doctors, or otherwise.
Now, JJ, I just saw something from Urban Meyer, and give me some background.
The legend.
Yeah, do you have his? He did this on camera. What is this?
Okay,
set this up for me.
Yeah, so if you don't know, there's a thing called Cameo.
Okay,
and it's a website where, like, if you're a celebrity or even a fringe celebrity, like you can get paid by random people like me to be like, hey, wish my Uncle Jeff a happy birthday. So it's like, hey, it's Jeff's birthday, and all of a sudden, Urban Meyer pops on the screen, and he gives you a personalized message. Well, apparently some Jags fans, a legend, got Herbs to do this.
All right, Mr. Shad, you invested a lot into this franchise, and now it's time to make the right decision to get a return. The kid you've got down there is a gunslinger. Build it around him. Don't go for the old guard. Go for the young and fresh. Hire Ben, not Bill. Get him a manager like Ray or Ian, and bring in experienced vets like Tony or Fred to offer sound advice and help shape the culture. If you don't take my word for it, listen to our supporters. Heck, even Pete or McAfee and the secretary with a mullet would agree.
Not much of a reader. You could tell.
No.
But absolutely hilarious, and thank you for whoever paid the $275 or more for the message.
So, like, my kids last year got me a cameo from my man Louis Litt from Suits.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, it's a great show. But anyway, he was my hero.
I wonder how much that went for.
More than that, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
More than Herb?
Yes.
Have some respect for yourself,
But my
please.
point is Herbs is a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, he is.
And so he feels, is that not a little demeaning?
Cheap?
I mean,
have some respect. Make it like $500 minimum.
You're talking to your former boss? I mean, what are we doing?
Now, do you think
for
he
$200 is the weird part?
Yeah.
He obviously knew who he was talking and referring to. He's not that slow.
Yes.
No, he knew. Again, who does it for $275? Urban Meyer, by the way, has the biggest case of don't give a F of anybody in the world.
Yeah.
Did you see I don't know if we talked about, did you see the little photo that popped up over the Thanksgiving break? Did you see this one, JJ?
Of Urban?
Urban, on Thanksgiving, it was either the day before Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving, is bellied up to the bar at the Giant Giant Eagle supermarket in Ohio. Now I can only hope that Shelly made him go to the grocery store with him, and she was off buying turkey and stuffing, and he said, "Hell with it, I'm gonna go have an IPA." Or he got into his Lexus and drove down to the corner there to the Giant Eagle and decided to have a couple of cold hoppy brews.
Maybe he's a fan of one of the bartenders.
He don't
there.
care, man. And now, by the way, we know he has absolutely no shame, and so now he's like completely comforting. And the guy's saying any and everything that he wants to. Like, he's calling FSU quitters. He's calling that. I mean, he is on the rampage.
I love this new trend in America. Sorry to sort of take it off ramp, but of bars / alcohol consumption in
like grocery stores. Yeah,
and
bookstores,
I am disappointed
coffee shops.
that my Publix does not have that yet.
Well, it's a thing over on the south where
you're on the rich people's side.
It was like Whole Foods or something. Though is the one that does it. Like I don't think Winn-Dixie has a bar. I could be wrong.
Oh, they do.
I got to be honest. So I am never, ever going to go to the grocery store to have a couple of pops. Right? I don't know. I just don't know what the atmosphere.
No, but while I'm there, I might have one.
Oh, walk
on the
walk?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do that? I wonder.
Yeah, I think that's like the new trend.
If you, by the way, need a beer to do your grocery shopping, you might be an alcoholic.
I don't need one. I just think me and Urban would like a cold beverage.
Here's what screams alarm at that, though, JJ. You're in a place that could give you anything in the world that you wanted to snack on or drink, and you're choosing beer. You know what I'm saying? You can open up an ice cream. Give me a drumstick or a Pop-Tart, JJ. Huh? Dr. Pepper, 0.
Oh, a nice cold Coca-Cola.
I saw a trailer, and I am going to watch, and I can't wait. And a lot of people probably won't, but it looks fascinating to me. And that is the Aaron Rodgers Netflix documentary. I'm all in.
If he really peels back the curtain and shows us,
he peels it back.
What a crazy loon he is.
You're gonna see it. He's got face paint on. He's ayahuasca-ing. He's battling. I mean, it looks.
You want to listen to some of it?
You got a clip?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a clip.
Is he under the influence of some of this?
Between two worlds of the extroverted
1, 2, 3, dominate!
and an introverted lover of silence. And I'm trying to beat back Father Time and the expectations.
Aaron Rodgers ain't for everybody.
Rodgers has shared controversial and crazy conspiracy theories.
It just feels like you're either for him or against him.
Losing friendships, family. It was heartbreaking.
Here come the Jets.
All right,
Rodgers
it's pretty
has
long,
something
but you
to
get the
prove.
yeah. But like they're showing him like at the retreat and ayahuasca retreat.
I'm in, bro. I'm gonna watch that.
It's a 3-part series.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably be out.
Where are we on conference? Like, continued conference movement. Have things settled? Do you think? Are we sure the Big Ten and SEC will both add another 2 or 4 before we're done, or do you think we're settled in where we are? Because the FSU stories. It goes like you guys mentioned something earlier, and I didn't think about it until today. And I usually like to pride myself on thinking about everything first. Just ask me. But this reaction by the conference in support of Miami versus how they acted towards FSU last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's significant. Like FSU, they just let twist in the Wren, almost happy they didn't get in. Right? Wasn't that the word? Because we were saying, like, ACC, you get money for this, right? But they were not unhappy to see FSU because of the stink that FSU had been putting up and lawsuits and everything else.
Yeah.
But wasn't Miami part of the Miami-Clemson FSU chain, or was it more Clemson FSU?
It was definitely just Clemson and FSU.
It was,
Miami was sort of taking a look at things and being like, hey, let them fall on the sword, and we'll follow suit after.
But the ACC, after Miami for now is left out of the rankings in favor of 3-loss Alabama, the Miami AD and the ACC commissioner felt pretty confident speaking up for the Canes' behalf. And after being pretty silent last year, the ACC commissioner, Jim Phillips, blasted the playoff committee last night for leaving Miami out of their current playoff field.
Well, and, you got to represent. You got to stick up for your guys. But
sure.
To a point. Speaking of FSU, they have flipped a corner from Auburn. So
good for them.
They got that this morning. Shamar Arnaud flipping his commitment from Auburn to FSU.
He also, a lot of people on the intramural team up there was number 1 in capture the flag. They're also looking for that, looking for those athletes.
And by the way, they just showed it's probably like a lock for the Florida kid, Dallas Wilson. His last name is 5-star.
It appears
huge signing for the Gators.
They really turned their attention to him. It looks like coming down the stretch, and I guess there are some social media signs of another 5-star. You said defensive lineman, Dan, from Georgia, who put Gainesville on his.
Yeah, we'll see. So it'll be it's going to be an interesting day, obviously, and National Signing Day. It's also Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon Day. And we need you guys to be there for our community. Call the Community First Hope Hub, 904-207-7070 right now. That's 904-207-7070. We're doing it all day, but this is our last hour. We need some cash money. We need it right now. Text goal to 44834. We ask, we plead, we beg you to give to help our friends, our families, our neighbors who have heard the just god-awful words, your child has cancer. And so anything you can do to help them would be greatly appreciated. We're back with more right here on a Hump Day edition of The Drill.
Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge match.
Florida Backyard is thrilled with the response of their $6,000 match. And now they're doubling down. Florida Backyard, with the largest selection of outdoor furniture and accessories in Northeast Florida and a wide variety of products at an incredible value. Their biggest sale of the year is going on now through Saturday. And if you give now to the Tom Coughlin J Fund, you will double your impact on local childhood cancer families, up to $6,000 before 10 o'clock. Thanks to Florida Backyard. Call 207-7070 now.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Hey, imagine having a doctor available to you any day or any time. That's my doctor, Rick Townsend. I've been going to Doc T for a long time, but he decided to take a leap into a new and exciting, more personal world of concierge medicine. You bet I'm going with him. Why? Because he's the best. And, you know, now if you're not feeling well, you need an appointment, you get in with Doc T, you get in that day, right? In the regular world of medicine, you make an appointment, they might not be able to see you for a couple weeks. You got a medical emergency, here's Doc T's personal phone number. He'll get right back to you 7 days a week. It's kind of like being a member of an exclusive golf club, but the cost will surprise you. And again, as far as doctors, Dr. Townsend is the best. He's Navy trained. He's graduated from Wake Forest, been taking care of me for years. So whether it's yearly physicals, office or virtual visits, cancer screenings, referrals to specialists, or hospital follow-ups, Doc T's got you covered. If you got any questions, all you got to do is go to mypvconcierge.com. That's mypvconcierge.com. Get all your answers and join Doc T today.
If you're feeling undervalued where you bank or lost in the shuffle, it might be time for a change. Community First Credit Union makes changing easy and worth it. We've been helping the people in North Florida live their best lives for over 9 decades. And we're here to help you too. If you open a Community First checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus. And you don't have to refer anyone to get it. Visit communityfirstfl.org for details. Member NCUA. Bonus requires deposits totaling $1,000 or more and 10 debit transactions within the first 90 days of account opening.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Greetings from Daytona, where a band of dreamers took a strip of beach and turned it into a proving ground. The Great American Race, where year after year, greatness is the destination.
Drivers, start your engines, let's go!
So book your experience and soak in 500 miles of history and tradition. The Daytona 500, February 16th, 2025. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com.
Florida's weather is unpredictable. Don't let the Epic Chill catch you off guard. For reliable heating services, call Epic Cool Heating and Air. Keep your home cozy all season long. Call 904-859-EPIC. 904-859-3742.
Now, the Florida State Seminole Report, brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team.
The Florida State football team concluded the 2024 season with a 31-11 loss to Florida on Saturday night at Doak Campbell Stadium. With the loss, the Seminoles saw their 2-game win streak against the Gators come to an end. FSU had 239 yards of total offense, 140 of which would come from passing, 99 from the rush game. I'm RJ Saunders with your Ag Pro Seminole Report.
AgPro has been family owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
Make your difference now. Text the word GOAL to 44834.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite Roofing Contractor lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjax.com.
1010XL and the J Fund want to thank Chick-fil-A for taking care of today's J Fund volunteers with breakfast. We appreciate Chick-fil-A keeping the Community First Phone Hub volunteers and J Fund staff powered up as they take your calls in support of today's Radiothon.
I'm Stacy, and I want to tell you about my fogged up window fiasco at my house. I called up Mac at Baker Glass. He told me all I needed was a glass replacement. The process was so easy. All within a few days, they came out, measured, called me with an estimate, cut my glass, and came out to install the new ones. Now my view outside is fog-free thanks to Mac and his crew at Baker Glass. And my neighbors think I got some fancy new windows.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better. Bold City Brewery invites you to celebrate Dubs and Duval all season long with a cold pint. Enjoy all their beer, seltzer, ciders by logging on to boldcitybrewery.com. Head to the production house on Roselle Street in Riverside or Bold City downtown and be bold.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm Tony Baselli, and you're listening to the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is Tom Coughlin. You can help us be there for these wonderful kids and their families. Please call now.
Call 207-7070.
Thank you for your support.
Yes, please call now, and thank you to Florida Backyard. They're doing it again. If you give now to the Tom Coughlin J Fund, your impact on local childhood cancer families will be doubled before 10 a.m. thanks to Florida Backyard. And that number to call is 904-207-7070. That's 904-207-7070. Text GOAL to 44834. We thank you for all that you can do, any that you can do, and we appreciate you. So does Sarah Hickox, who joins us now. Sarah is the mother of 3, and we're going to talk about Gracie Lynn specifically. Sweet Gracie Lynn is a senior down there at Clay and turning 18 here in a couple weeks. So, and right before her senior year, what happens, Sarah?
She started running a really high fever. Took her to the ER. They did multiple testing and stuff like that, and then she had a mass show up on her throat.
Oh, boy.
Did a biopsy, and a couple weeks later, your child has cancer.
Yeah. So. We always sit here and say this, and we get to talk to so many parents, but we're not in the club, thank God. But I mean, it's a knee buckler. I mean, yeah. You're like, never in a million years is it something that you would consider, right?
No, I mean, the words your child has cancer is something that literally just takes the air from your lungs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, and then you become, mama bear, and you get proactive as heck. And I'm sure you're online. What was she diagnosed with?
She was diagnosed with classic Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Okay. And you immediately jumped to the internet.
Yep.
And you start, I always am fascinated with the moms and dads when we talk, because you become sort of pseudo doctors in a way, and you start ripping off terms that you would never thought you would know.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell me a little bit about that part of it.
Just, getting to the depths of exactly what she has and what is to be expected. So I can be aware of everything and then fully transparent with her. Her about to be an adult, it's important that she knows what she's getting herself into.
Right.
And, what she's coming up against and being able to advocate for herself. So, I immediately started reading up on case studies and different things, just trying to, get a good grasp on what she's getting ready to go through, what's going to be expected, and just being an open book with her and letting her know, like, hey, you need to advocate for yourself if you're feeling any type of way, and just having her understand and kind of know that what's going to happen in the coming months or years or whatever the case may be.
Have you been energized or even surprised by the way the community and through Coughlin's J Fund has come to your aid, has tried to lift you?
The J Fund has been nothing short of amazing.
Yeah.
Whether it be the family room stocked full of snacks and stuff, because when your child goes through this, the last thing you're worried about is eating, taking care of yourself. And those are the little details that the J Fund really kind of puts into what they do because, the last thing you're worried about is eating and taking care of yourself. You want your kid to be okay. And just having, the little snacks and stuff in the room, to be able to go to and grab, you don't want to eat in front of your child because they can't eat. They're too sick. They just, in the community as a whole, the experiences that she's been able to have with them and stuff like that to kind of help her mentality.
Normalize it as best they can on something that's obviously not normal. You what have you learned about your daughter through this?
She's stronger than me.
Yeah.
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 She's stronger than me.
Yeah.
She's been through so much. After every round of chemo, she landed herself in the hospital for 5, 7, 10 days at a time. Pneumonia, C. diff. The chemo really just strips your body of everything, and you're so susceptible to catching anything and everything that.
How susceptible can you be to the why me, and what do you do to avoid that?
The why me,
or in this case, her.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why us?
Why us? I don't think that she's ever had that mentality. Gracie Lynn's mindset this entire time was, it's not that big of a deal. And teenagers typically have that mindset, but at the same time, like, I know she knew deep down what exactly she was facing.
Yeah.
Her entire mindset, the entire time she was going through chemo, whether she felt terrible or not, was to invest in the lives of the smaller ones and give them some encouragement. Which is why I say she's stronger than me, because, if you're sick, the last thing you want to do is worry about somebody else. But that was always her mind. That was always her heart. Going into the art room with, art with a heart and drawing pictures or making Legos for the other kids.
That's
are there,
awesome.
So.
I've noticed that she got a neat experience with one of the Jaguar players, Ross Matisic. The My Cause, My Cleats was this weekend. And so tell me about that and what that was like for her.
It was really cool. We got the email from the J Fund and said, hey, we got some other kids that are interested in doing it too, and just kind of want to see, if Gracie Lynn would be interested, since she loves to draw and stuff so much. And I'm like, yeah, I'll ask her. So I asked her, and she's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then on her very last round of chemo is when she actually sat down with Art with a Heart and designed the cleat. So she's not feeling well, but she sat down and did it.
Oh, man.
And they told her then that, she was actually the only one that was doing it, and she was going to be chosen. So it was really exciting for her.
Good.
I don't think she expected all of this to come out of it. We went to the game this past Sunday, got to go down on the field with Ross.
Oh, great.
Had a good time with them. So
how's she doing right now?
she's doing pretty good.
So she got it this summer.
Yep.
Diagnosed this summer.
Yeah, she was diagnosed on July 3rd.
Okay. So here's her senior year. I mean, she should be worried about like senior pictures in the summer or whatever, and she's worried about cancer, which is heartbreaking enough. But anyway, so she's gone through the chemo, and you said, is she almost done with the chemo?
No, so the chemo is done.
Okay,
we finished that on October 23rd, and then she's about halfway through radiation right now. As far as the last checkup that we had, the tumor is continuing to shrink as it's expected. So we're hopeful that, in January, sometime we'll be at the remission stage.
Good. And it's, again, you're talking about, young ladies and you talk about her being stronger than you. I mean, you lose your hair. I mean, there's a lot of, you feel terrible for days on end after the chemo treatments, and it's a lot for anyone to go through, let alone a young person. And it's heartbreaking for a mom. And then you have two other teenagers that you have to attend to as a mom to make sure that their lives are as normal as possible right now, which is, I'm sure, extremely difficult to do.
Yeah, it's definitely a juggling act.
Yeah.
My fiance and I are who's going which way at what time, and this kid is playing two sports and this kid is doing another sport, and then you've got a kid sick in the hospital. So
I mean, we've hit every reason that the J Fund is stepping in. You've got so much in your life. You're taking everything. Wait, show of hands. Everybody got a busy life. Hick, you got a busy life. I got a busy life, man. I don't need I don't need another task. I don't need another issue. I darn sure don't need the health of my most important thing in my life. So now I'm dealing with that, and I still got to deal with all the other busy stuff too, by the way. And so the J Fund stepping in, and we just, I honestly, I could have counted 10 examples there during our conversation. 10 examples of little things here and there, and they all add up, and they make an impossible situation, I don't know, possible, attackable, right? They're your line of defense that we all need. We're asking you all to give here, 904-207-7070, the Community First Hope Hub. You can also text GOAL to 44834.
Our very best, Sarah, to you, your family, and best wishes to Gracie Lynn for a happy holidays.
Speedy recovery.
And look forward to her finishing out her senior year in style.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. That's Sarah Hickox, and she's the mom of Gracie Lynn, and we appreciate her stopping by and telling us her story.
Florida Backyard is going to match again. Going to match again this hour. So let's get these donations flooding in here at 904-207-77, $53,000 raised in hour number 1, $14,000 last hour. Let's see where you 9 o'clockers.
Let's go.
See where you
crank it up, boys and girls. Right. Appreciate you.
Back with more next on a Beach House Plumbing Wednesday.
Now, a 1010XL J Fund Challenge match.
Florida Backyard is thrilled with the response of their $6,000 match, and now they're doubling down. Florida Backyard, with the largest selection of outdoor furniture and accessories in Northeast Florida, and a wide variety of products at an incredible value. Their biggest sale of the year is going on now through Saturday. And if you give now to the Tom Coughlin J Fund, you will double your impact on local childhood cancer families, up to $6,000 before 10 o'clock. Thanks to Florida Backyard. Call 207-7070 now.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
What's happening, sports bettors? It's your boy E to the T, and our listeners have been killing it in a year full of surprises. MyBookie is the one book that got your back. No fluff, no second guesses, just straight up action. Does your other sports bets pay out when you push on a bet? MyBookie pays you back. And if you're new to the game and not sure where to start, we've got you covered. Start out using my promo code 1010XL, and that'll double your bankroll with a 100% deposit right from jump. Here's a pro tip that'll get you rolling. The NFL teams with the powerhouse offensive lines are dominating the run game this year. And betting the game total unders has been printing money. Stack that on the MyBookie Risk-Free Thursdays. That's right. There's a new risk-free odds boost every Thursday. To find the bet, click the Bet Boost tab and scroll down. If it hits, you win. If it doesn't, MyBookie refunds you that bread back. Sign up now and get double your deposit bonus with MyBookie. It's the best bet for Florida bettors. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
Nimnik Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Frank Frangie here. They're committed to providing the best selection of Buicks and GMCs for you to choose from with a best price guarantee. Nimnik has been in business for over 81 years because they've been doing business the right way. Stop by Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway, just south of I-295, or shop online at nimnikbuickgmc.com. That's Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
These are interesting economic times. That's why it's so important to have someone you can count on. That's ITP Partners. Jacksonville folks taking care of our Jacksonville money. Experience? You best believe you want to give your hard-earned money to folks you trust. Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Reed Wingate, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reagan Wright have the expertise and knowledge to help clients in their financial lives, focusing on investment management, financial planning, and risk management. ITP Partners. Financial partners for life. Securities offered through American Portfolios Financial Services, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, I'm Janelle. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the bold flavors. It's very savory. And that golden crispy outside of the sandwich just lets me know that it's going to be so perfectly juicy on the inside.
I'm Sawyer, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the crispy chicken filet. You get the tenderness of the chicken and that zesty pickle. It's savory and tasty. What's not to love? The holidays are all about being together and eating together.
Sandwich in some together time this holiday. Order the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, you need to get screened for colon cancer. Ask your doctor about getting a colonoscopy. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. Borland Groover recently expanded into St. Johns County. The new and advanced surgery center and medical office is open in Durbin Crossing. Visit BorlandGroover.com for a location near you. Remember, 45 is the new 50. Get screened today with Borland Groover.
To give to Tom Coughlin's J Fund, text the word GOAL to 44834 now.
City, A City, heating that rules.
It's
Is your AC ready for the holidays? Bold City Heating and Air ensures your AC stays in tip-top shape. We know that a clean AC is a healthy AC. Upgrade yours for just $96 a month and enjoy free duct cleanings with your new system. Plus, ask about our 0% financing options.
Bold City AC. We got the crew. Bold City AC.
Visit boldcityac.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 4th, 1962, in the NFL Draft, running back Ernie Davis, Heisman Trophy winner from Syracuse, was the first overall pick by the Washington Redskins.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost are the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
Need extra cash for the holidays? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn is always buying guns, musical instruments, surfboards, and tools, and pays cash money. Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach. Online at beachesjewelryandpawn.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The NFL has suspended Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair 3 games for the hit that knocked Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence out of Sunday's game. Pro Football Hall of Famer Tony Baselli with his thoughts on how the Jaguars responded to the hit on Trevor.
I thought the response was perfect. I thought Evan Ingram didn't hesitate, have no issues. If they all would have got kicked out of the game for beating and fighting the whole Texan sidelines after what was happening, I'd have been fine. Like, at some point, you have to police the game yourself. And I know the game has changed, but at the same time, you just can't allow that to happen.
Tony Baselli on Jaguars Happy Hour. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm Tom Coughlin, founder of the J Fund Foundation, helping local families tackle childhood cancer since 1996. Every year I'm blown away by your generosity, and I'm asking for your help again. Call 904-207-7070 right now with your gift, 904-207-7070, and thank you.
Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, welcome back. It is the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon. Shout out to Steve McDonald. That's Molly, you and Danger Girl's dad.
Okay, nice.
Go Bears. $1,010. So thank you.
What a friend
Stevie
of the
Mac.
program from Illinois,
Yeah,
right?
we love them.
Molly's family's awesome.
They are great.
I mean, I don't know them very well, but they sure seem to be.
Thank you to the McDonald's. Jim Hartland, $1,010. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate that.
Well, we got some room to make up after that little $14,000 hour we threw on, so we're excited. And by the way, it's y'all. We're just trying to inspire you as best we can. I told you it's a Beach Roast Plumbing Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Beach Roast. Where's my boy?
Mm-hmm.
Stevie Beach Roast Plumbing. $1,000 donation right here as well. So appreciate y'all and keep them coming in here and all day long, not just through the course of our show. Last year when we included all the matches and this, that, and the other, we got to $265,000. They set a ridiculously low goal of $250 this year. I don't know why we would settle for less than a year ago. That doesn't seem to be, quote, progress.
I was back there with the volunteers. Appreciate all of them, too. They do a great job.
He likes to work the room that way. He's like almost, you know how like the campaign office, the actual candidate will come in about once every 3 weeks, and it's a nice photo op, and all the the good feelings they rise up, the morale raises, and you shake hands, and that's what Dan does back there.
But anyway, the phone lines were busy, so that was good. It was good, and
I saw the Clay County Gator answering phones.
Clay County Gator does it all the time. Comes in and helps out. Our boy Murph is sending in a nice donation as well, so we appreciate him. That would be Daniel.
Maybe he's this is in response to being booted from his own power hour today.
Yeah,
right.
That could be.
We appreciate his grace in there. And same thing with Get Smart, John. Dan will welcome him in tomorrow.
Yep. And Jaguar news. We didn't mention this today, but you may have heard of it. But Johnny Wolford on the Jags.
Yeah, the practice squad. I saw that. They also did a long snapper and a punter. I thought that was kind of weird.
So, but we got Mac Jones and Johnny Wolford, two Jacksonville guys playing on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Johnny's older than Mac.
Yeah,
probably.
I would say Johnny's older.
Mike, one of my boys, I don't remember which one. I think it was Jimmy, but to this day, you love for a kid like that to make the pros because to this day, way back in Pop Warner at like 9, he sacked Johnny Wolford. So forever, you've said. I went to college with a guy, a friend of mine in college, sacked Deion Sanders in high school. You never forget those things.
Oh, you remember those. That's kind of cool. So anyway, I thought that was neat as the Jags get ready here for a trip to Nashville. Jamie French on signing day did sign with Texas, as we told you. So, but the Gators seem to be zeroing in on this Dallas Wilson, 5-star receiver who was originally committed to Oregon, and we'll see what happens there. So a lot going on in the world of sports today.
I think that the majority of the news for Billy Napier, if he can keep those news flashes, those flips, that the work was done. It was done in this last week. Really, ever since the Ole Miss win, it opened up a new avenue. And, I wondered, with Florida's probably sitting 28th going into the Ole Miss game, but they already had some momentum, and you felt like a win over Ole Miss would put that recruiting effort into hyperdrive, and it has. And look, Dan, I think what we're seeing here is there's been a lot of kids the last few years that probably would have gone to Florida if they weren't so miserably unsuccessful. If they were winning, you can 6 Florida can recruit, at least enough. It's hard for 4-8 football teams, to win battles. If I can just go a little bit further and play winning football, so. And I will also say this, too. We're over our skis a little bit on just where the program is headed based on this 3-game win streak. Not for you. I understand you're smarter than that. But, Mike Norvell looked like a hell of a coach with DJ Lagway was his quarterback for 10 or 12 games, too. I think what we saw this year was a lot more DJ Lagway than Billy Napier. That doesn't mean Billy Napier doesn't get credit and isn't part of it and kept it all together. But I would be hesitant if we're attaching the success of this season and the reason for the turnaround, I think it's a lot more number 2 than it is the headsets. I could be wrong. We'll see.
Yeah. So anyway, so we'll see how things go on signing day. The Juan Soto sweepstakes, I think we'll get a resolution here in the next 3 days. Expect them right as the winter meetings heat up to make a decision. It would be, I'm sure, it looks like to me it's going to be the Mets, the Red Sox, or the Yankees would be my guess. I think the Blue Jays are still hanging in there. The Dodgers sort of made a periphery. There's some report here that says the Dodgers are reportedly among 5 teams that have serious interest in signing Juan Soto and offered him a contract worth more than $600 million.
It's just I know our buddy the Bitman put out a tweet yesterday, and he got a lot of response from it. But
he was at the Dodger press conference, and there was no real indication. The Dodgers were not confident of them being even in the Soto sweepstakes.
No, but I think what he wants, unfortunately, he told us, and I don't think this is going to go viral from here, but someone within the Dodgers told him that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that carries a little more than
going
just
to the Mets.
Yeah. Everyone reacted like, oh, my God. Maybe it's because I work here with you. Dan, I've been sure of nothing but Soto to the Mets since May.
I like that.
Well, it's just because that's what y'all tell me. That's what you believe. That's what you're, but your owner's got money. If there was ever a case he's going to spin it on a spot, it's this. And so I just can't. Soto has been up front, and the money's the most important thing. How does it end any other way?
Mm-hmm. Mike Peterson Jr., Mike P's son, signed with Arkansas State. So congratulations to him this morning as well. That's kind of a neat thing, and I like that. And so we'll see We'll see. And again, we'll wait on Solomon Thomas from Rains High School, 5-star offensive lineman. See where he ends up.
I want, Dan.
I think it's probably LSU, but I don't know.
I wonder if he won't just stick to FSU. Somebody stick. Even the ones that are falling apart, a guy will stick. I hope that he doesn't. Solomon deserves better. That FSU, that's a big job, buddy.
Yeah.
Before they're winning football, before they're competing for much of anything, it's a big job. I mean, they got big issues over there getting back to a championship level team. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's predicting it done early, so we'll see. Quickly, fast is what he's saying. So, anyway, we shall see how that goes. Again, all right, we're wrapping up our time with the J Fund, but it's going on all day. So anything that you can give throughout the day will be greatly appreciated. But if you can slip it into the next 15, we'll take it. The Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon. Be there for families tackling childhood cancer. Call the Community First Hope Hub. That's 904-207-7070. 904-207-7070.
And if you have a couple moments here, just contemplate for just a second. You're a young father or a mother. You've got an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. Imagine you came home from work today, more worried about what we're having for dinner, and get the news that your 4-year-old has a rare form of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
There are 115 families on the First Coast that's happening to every year. And there's not a lot we can do. I'm sure if you could offer to babysit here, there, or the other where, we would. We don't. We don't know these people personally. But there is a way to help, and that is give the money to the J Fund, who can put all those special personal touches in to make this incredibly desperate journey, as comfortable as possible, I guess. And when you hear these stories from these fine folks, from these families, every year after year after year. I mean, we just, and every time they hit you in a soft spot, man. And so hopefully you can call up the Community First Hope Hub right now at 904-207-7070, or you can text GOAL to 44834 and make a very, very difficult time at least a little bit easier. This is where we stand up through 9:45.
Mm-hmm.
Over $10,000 again this hour.
Appreciate it. The Williams family, over $1,000 donation. Thank you to them. So we will continue to rock and roll.
You get one little big boy here in the last 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Just one little big one to put us over the top here, because we're on a good pace here of nearly $70,000 raised already this morning, and that's before some of the matches that will put the overall total higher. But pure donations already from our very generous audience is $68,000, $69,000.
Yeah.
So awesome work, and let's keep it up. Keep it up all day long.
Yeah. Keep it rocking and rolling, and keep giving all day. Like we said, anything that you can do is much appreciated. That $100 counts. If you can do 100, if you can do 500 or whatever, 1,010 is a popular number as well. But we thank you all so very much as we wrap up the Hump Day show of The Drill. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll turn our attention back to a Jags trip to Tennessee. It's just, I really, Hick, there's a lot of days we do the J Fund, and there's so much going on in sports, and you feel like you're having to bounce back and forth. I enjoy just taking a step away and talking about real life, real winning battles that are being put on by winners with heart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these families that are answering every single bell. Gosh, our football team could take note. They certainly could. I mean, a real substance of what we deal with compared to the what we get there.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And then we'll wait on some Trevor news today. Like, will he play this week?
Will he practice?
We'll get some return.
Yeah.
What's his situation?
And I'm interested to hear Doug's response to the Texans.
Well, I think we've learned what Doug does. He's going to go in the corner and sit
very
down.
poor,
But
quite
will
honestly.
he be more?
I don't know.
Now that he sees D'Amico Ryans,
Doesn't seem his nature. Have you all seen him get ticked off one time?
No.
I mean, even in a game, I haven't. That's just not him, dude. He's a laid-back beach dude. Guy wears a visor in winter. That's all you need to know.
I seen him get annoyed at the media.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit, though. Still not the kind of annoyance that you'll see other places, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you wear a visor in winter. You got a mentality that's different from most. That's all I'm saying, and that's good. Here in Florida, you can get away with it. But you wear a visor in the winter, you are a laid-back dude. All right, it has been a Betros Plumbing Wednesday. Obviously, the J Fund Radiothon will roll on all day long. We continue to raise money for folks that are in some desperate straits, and the help that the J Fund provides, just from a personal level, from a financial level.
Shout out to Charlton K. Gainey with a donation as well. Always appreciate that from Mr. 10. and the boys who give constantly. So good folks, all of them. And thank you to Daniel Murphy as well for his donation. He's a huge supporter of the J Fund. So and great job.
That's the community.
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel pitches in with a lot of different things around town.
Yeah.
It's just one of the great attributes, assets to Jacksonville FLA. So
all right, don't worry, Jaguars today coming up next though.
It is, and the J Fund continues.
Yeah.
I think it roll. What does it roll? Oh, it's a shame on me. Do you have the sheet there? Do we go to 8 or 7?
We go to 8,
Okay.
but you could still give throughout Hack Show. I think he's having a guest on as well.
There you go. This is The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Have you heard? Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are aiming to sell 1,000 vehicles this December. How? I've told my team to take all reasonable offers. We won't lose your business over price. With thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs on the ground, all priced to sell, we guarantee the most money for your trade and the easiest car buying experience ever. I promise we ain't leaving nothing on the table. This is the absolute last weekend. Visit Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're here to wow you.
All right, gang, Hicken here. Let's talk skin. Yeah, I'd like to shout out to Beaches Dermatology. They do a terrific job, and there are a bunch of locations to serve you. There's Doctors Metz, Dr. Boudreaux, Dr. Fader with the Mohs surgery.